91.5 WBIM presents the Saturday Night Soundtrack. Whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Just turn us up. Coming to you live from the campus of Bridgewater State University. We are your destination for commercial-free classic rock to power your night. Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Van Halen, Aerosmith, Beatles, Eric Clapton, Pink Floyd, The Who, U2, AC/DC, Tom Petty, Allman Brothers, Ozzy, Neil Young, and hundreds more. Take us along wherever you go with the Livestream.com app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. So go get some food in the belly and gas in the tank as BSU's Alumni Saturday rocks on. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer begins now.
We're gonna blow your face out!
On Bridgewater's own 91.5 WBIM.
Hey, it is 91.5 WBI in Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack's underway for another week. Welcome to it. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Welcome to the second to last show of the Saturday Night Soundtrack, courtesy of morons.
And we're kicking it off early. Yes, we are. Literally and figuratively.
Right in the groin.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. It is classic rock till 11 o'clock, as it's been for the past 3 years. The best show here at WBIM, so
Write your
enjoy that.
senators to tell them to stop this nonsense.
If they passed that tax bill yesterday, they ain't going to do nothing for this. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got plenty to say about that text.
I know
you know
do.
what, though? If we have regular listeners, they can call this station, WBIM, and they could ask why we're not going to be on the air.
They could do
after
that.
next week.
They could do that,
Post
absolutely.
a Facebook message.
Yep.
They can post a Snapchat, whatever the hell it takes.
Well, I mean, a Snapchat's not really
I
going
don't
to...
give a damn.
Well, actually, no, I take that back. They can post a Snapchat to the station. They just can't post a Snapchat to us here at Saturday Night Soundtrack because we don't give a crap about Snapchat. But,
and that's why tonight's our second to last
but
show.
they can do all that other
Ever.
stuff, so...
Like, I'm so angry. I'm beyond, like, the normal threshold of angry. I'm calm angry.
I'm holding it in.
Well, you
I'm calming.
weren't holding it in on the messenger, sir.
No, I know.
waking up to 7 or 8 messages from you was just a little bit disconcerting.
I'm trying to be nice.
Trying
to be nice.
We'll see how good that does.
We'll see you at 5 o'clock.
So chances are we're probably going to be coming in early next week, at least at 4 o'clock and potentially at 3 if you gentlemen felt like we were up to it and we worked out.
I want to get in as much show as I can
Well,
because my
that's what
show's
I'm
being
thinking.
stolen.
So
I'll come in later because I'm working till 2:30 next week. So.
that's terrible.
Well, we'll think of you.
Yeah, but I will be
On
here
last
for the
show
longest time that
extravaganza.
I can possibly be here
There
for.
you go.
Because after that, some other person is going to be in here.
Spotify is going to be here.
Yeah.
The next show that's going to be on after us.
Yeah, welcome to Dead Air, people.
I didn't.
Metal malfunction.
I thought maybe it'd take a little bit
No, it's wrong.
to kick
no.
in.
No, were you kidding me? Like, it's hot in here.
Yeah, we're going to be living with metal malfunction for the next session.
I didn't know what he just said.
Malfunction.
I know. I got
Malfunction.
it. I got it. I heard something else for a second, and I
yeah.
was like,
Get your
holy-
mind out of the gutter.
Holy crap! It's only 4:09, sir. Let's pace
I'll
ourselves just a
go
little
deeper
bit.
as the day goes on.
Here we go.
what you
Strap in, folks.
There you go.
You're in for a roller coaster ride.
you were in
There's a
for
ride coming up.
You're in for a roller coaster of classic rock.
Not really.
no,
sad.
no commercials, and there's some old men bitching about stuff that they obviously can't do anything about.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, like, I guess talent doesn't mean anything anymore.
No, nothing.
This is not. You know what's great is that it's sort of like a macro or micro. I don't know which direction it goes in, but it's sort of like an examination of what the actual radio industry is like. Just basically cutthroat no loyalty, and
none whatsoever.
Basically just whoever's the sneakiest, snarkiest person gets whatever they want out of the deal, except for the fact that there's usually a modicum of
but
talent
usually
that goes along
I was
with
going to
it.
say there's usually talent involved, whereas in our case, no, that's the complete opposite.
You're just going to sit behind a
This
monitor.
guy's got to press a button and press play.
All right. I was going to try to keep it a little bit vague.
No, vague. There's nothing vague about it.
My best to try to keep it vague.
Well, here's the difference, right? Because we're not sneaky. We're not going to sit there behind the scenes and do sneaky things.
No,
a good point.
We're out in the open.
We're out in the open. We hate you.
Yeah.
Yep.
More on this as we go on.
More on this.
So if you want, you can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. No matter what happens to us in the future going forward, I'm going to keep the Facebook
We're going to go down
for a
in
while.
flames, folks.
Because I don't know, necessarily what the future. I like also the fact that Steve's original, Steve ping pongs back and forth on this deal, because his original, well, not the original, but one of the things he said to me probably within the past couple of days was, listen, if there's a possibility that we could get any time back next semester, we probably want to tread lightly and not burn any bridges so that we could just get whatever we could possibly get.
This is me treading lightly.
This is it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have guessed that. Would not have guessed that. And then even earlier today, he's like, as I'm packing up and getting ready for the show, I'm thinking to myself, if 2 hours is what we get, we might as well just take it, because let's just take whatever we can get. And I'm like, sir, relax, because we don't even know what's going on.
Yes.
I'm
treading lightly.
I mean, we could potentially get all day Sunday, or other people could have gotten it, but F us, I guess. So
Sunday?
I can't do Sunday.
Yeah, no, I can't do Sunday either. I'm
Sunday night soundtrack?
I'm talking
really?
I'm talking figuratively.
Yeah,
I would never
play
want
the Carpenters.
I would never do that.
Okay.
The problem is,
I have to go to church.
Yeah, right. And plus the fact, Steve, you and I know, because you and I are married.
Yes, we are.
There are marital responsibilities and there are family obligations and all these things that come up on Sundays.
Oh, absolutely.
Things that some people may not actually have at this point in their lives, and it might be more convenient for them to potentially do a Sunday where there's a whole big block of time open.
Too true.
How would that be?
How would that be?
Oh boy, that got my heart racing.
There
right
you
there.
go. Well, that's what
I thought a chair was going to fly.
That's what we do here. It's WWE style. That's how we do it. Anyway,
we're going to go down in flames.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're going to spout, spew, complain.
Of course we are,
We're
because that is what we are.
I mean,
about.
that's pretty much what we've always done. So why stop now?
I think we're going to have some Simon and Garfunkel on to.
I'm waiting for Lisa's first phone call. That's what I'm waiting for.
I cannot wait.
I'm not going to answer that.
I'm going to throw. Well, if she calls while we're talking, I'm going to throw on the air. Nobody's broken the news, I assume, to Mikey D yet. So
No.
I'm almost hoping he calls tonight or next week. And then we can tell
We
him.
haven't heard from him forever.
And that he just called 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
I see it. I mean, that's, you know what I mean?
And it was a whole conversation we had on the air, as a matter of fact. So, man.
So
All right.
I have good stuff to play tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, he does.
I went to Mars Records in Plymouth.
And it was actually open when you went.
It was open. He opened,
Late.
30 minutes late?
Yeah.
But even still, he was open. And I bought, 3 or 4 of the 5 records that I never thought I would ever be able to find in this country.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes. So we will hear from these during the course of tonight and next week.
All right.
And I'm sure these artists are not available on Spotify. So
They are
look
not.
them up.
No, absolutely not. So don't even waste your effing time.
Yeah.
Metal Menstruation won't be able to play them.
was that the delay in the other room? Is that what that was?
That was someone caught laughing about the comment that they just heard.
All right.
Oh, man.
Let's get into this. 508-531-1303. First block of classic rock coming up. Got Stevie Nicks on deck. Also Hart and Bruce Springsteen on the way.
It's time to dust off some crusty, dirty old relics. Maybe they'll clean some of the records, too, while they're at it. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. The Saturday Night Soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
That's Ian Dury at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Deep cut, courtesy of Steve Rimmer. Thank you, Steve.
See my Taylor.
you're welcome.
His name is Simon.
Let me let me list off the things that I liked about that track. First of all, just the whole thing was great. Secondly, I like the fact that he kind of sounds a little bit like Sean Connery, sex and drugs and rock and roll. And thirdly,
although he is a Londoner, though.
there you go. And thirdly, I like the fact that at the end they had those little sounds that come in that kind of sound like you when you try to make the sound of a woman in the middle of throes of passion.
Exactly.
Yes. Sort of sounds the same. So there you go.
I even wonder if they could get away with that track these days.
Get your teeth into some slices.
Now you mentioned, and I only saw it as Ian Dury on the album. But when I was in the other room, you mentioned Ian Dury and the
Blockheads.
Okay,
the Blockheads,
and you would put it. You actually put the sleeve up in the window here, but it was cut off, so I couldn't see it.
It's not a sleeve. This is the program from the concert. That I saw.
There you go.
Which is kind of weird because there's no information. It's just pictures.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're going to the concert, then you should know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
So,
what do you... drugs and rock and roll.
And rock and roll.
Now, here's the weird thing about him.
Can we just talk that way for the rest of the show? A Saturday night soundtrack.
Saturday night soundtrack.
He had polio as a kid. So he had canes. He had to use canes to walk.
Okay.
But when he was on stage, he would get kind of excited. He'd put his canes away somewhere, and he'd fall over. The roadies would have to run onto stage and pick him up from the floor so he could stand up again and hold onto the mic stand.
I'd say that you probably shouldn't laugh at that, but if the guy's just putting himself out there and obviously doesn't give a crap, then well, whatever. That sounds like a great stage show to me.
It was a wonderful stage show.
I now see him in my mind in the studio singing that track. Sex and drugs and rock and roll.
Like he's got the thing going.
Yeah. Kind of like Charlie Chaplin dancing with the...
Reminds me a little bit of what's his face? What was the name of the doctor that was in the wheelchair in Rocky Horror at the end when he's just with the leg up one at a time? Kind of
I hated that movie.
Yep. I know you hated that movie. We've talked about this before.
That movie.
Which movie?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No, I loved it.
I hated it.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it too.
You two would. See my Taylor, his name's Simon. Best line of that whole song.
Look at that, though. I had a lasting impression just with one play.
What do you say? I know it'll fit.
Goodle hit me with your rhythm stick. Because that was the next biggest hit he had.
Please do. Make sure you click on images when you do that Google search.
Hey, well, we can call that song up on Spotify, can't we?
Nope.
You sure?
I'm positive.
I think we might.
Nope.
We just press the button.
Nope, that ain't going to be on Spotify.
Remind me. I'm going to find it on...
You find it.
YouTube after this. Yes.
We play all sorts of music here from all sorts of medium, including vinyl, and we never miss a beat.
No, we don't.
I'm just going to throw that out there.
And we got more stuff later.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We got music with real talent.
We're on until 11 o'clock, or 10:55, as the case may be.
10:30, apparently.
Well, not this semester.
No.
That's what the paper says.
No, not this semester.
Not
That's for
this
next
semester. Yeah.
That they're closing the building.
We're going to be
10:30.
rebels.
So we're already rebels when we stay until like 10:58.
With a cause.
We're already
and then
rebels
they want us to get the hell.
We do a bang-up show.
Yes, we do.
We do transitions. We do
live.
We do live. We do none of this button-pressing BS.
Nope.
No.
If you're going to press a button, I'm just going to reiterate.
Janitor walks in again.
I'm
just going to reiterate.
I'm being nice at this point.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm just going to reiterate what I reiterated to the last show that we were on. If you're going to sit there and just press a button on your computer, go home.
Yes.
Don't waste my time or my listeners' time with your Spotify button.
Do you remember last week when I started telling Jared that he needed to bottle it with the whole Spotify thing? Yes. I told him I think I told you when I called you on the phone, by the way, over this past week, and I was like, you know what? I regret that now. I should have just let you go. You know what I mean? Like, I was at the point, I'm like, you know what? Why did I stop you? Just let you go next time. What do I
clearly,
care?
it had an effect. Moron.
So I got a 3 for later.
You should see a doctor about that.
Yeah,
I know.
Really. That's concerning.
I did see a doctor. Look what he did to me.
Don't show me that.
No.
What is it?
Oh, you haven't seen
it?
Yeah.
Check it out.
I can't even see from here.
I'll come in and show you after this.
Oh, how come we don't have the crazy lights going?
Because I don't want someone popping up out of nowhere and start taking photos with their flash on.
Well, they're not going to be here. Can we get the crazy lights going?
Yeah, we'll get them going after this.
Cool.
As far as we know.
Oh, definitely.
We still got 20 minutes. Probably en route now.
He's not.
I'm going to be the eternal optimist here.
Me too.
Just say that my message was loud and clear.
Well,
so.
after Trump was elected, I'm no longer an optimist.
That's a good point. That's a good point you make. Anyway, describe to me what you were trying to show me because I can't see it.
It is his anus.
No, it's not his anus.
Well, I'd have to take my phones off and come in there.
Walked right into that one.
Yes.
Right into it. Right into it.
Because it was held
No,
open.
I had my annual physical this week, and
Okay.
the guy took blood from my arm.
No.
He kind of like blew my arm up complete.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
Yeah. And that was like 3 days ago.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm like, okay, thank you. That was the statement I made on Wednesday where Jared was trying to tell me he was having a bad day,
Yeah.
waiting for, 3 hours to have his tyres changed?
Yes. Yeah.
And I just said, well, I started my day with some strange guy putting his finger up my... Exactly.
Good timing there, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's what I'm here for.
That was where my day started.
Live censorship.
Yes.
I got not to hammer this to death because it's not even 5 o'clock yet. But I got a message from that jabroni during the week asking me something about the delay and like how it works and if it makes a censored beep or if it's just dead air. And I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
How about maybe you should have learned that.
I mean, to be fair, I have no idea. I couldn't have told him because I don't have a clue.
I know. I'm not even behind the board, and I know.
But I'm pretty sure all it does is just jump cut. I don't
Jump
even.
cuts.
It doesn't. It's not even dead air. It just jumps ahead 7 seconds, right?
It's
or 4 seconds or whatever it is.
It is 7 seconds.
Okay.
It delays it by 7 seconds, but you don't have it doesn't automatically delete
What you said.
Yeah,
no.
what you said.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's still out there in the ether.
Yeah, of course.
So if he wants to play his BS metal,
Metal menstruation.
and they just want to drop an F-bomb, it's going to be there.
All right.
And then he's going to have to deal with it.
Well, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Because you got to jump over this thing and try to get to that button.
He ain't going to do no jumping.
No.
Good luck with that.
Yes.
Good luck with that. Although, it would be interesting if he tried and then ended up, out for the duration because something hard. You know what? Let's just get into.
Yes, please.
Let's get
What are
into
we
some
gonna get
more
into?
music and
What are we
classic
getting
rock
into?
and all that good stuff. So, call us up, by the way, 508-531-1303. And let us know what you want to hear. We can get anything on you want. Once again, it is classic rock till 11 o'clock,
Yes, it is.
at least for now.
For now.
Rock out
So.
with you. Yeah, I was hoping that you just jump right into the new thing, and then that would make it seem like you cut me off. But you completely
More signals, sir. I don't know what.
I mean, we've been doing this for 3 years.
We discussed this earlier, though. We did that a lot of times. I just let you go to see what's going to happen, so I was letting you go. So there you go.
Rock out with your compact car out.
SNS BIM.
So, you just spent hours putting together the perfect classic rock playlist?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's so cute. This Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
With the sun.
That's Ram Jam at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack Foreigner. Before that, Neil Young, Bob Seger, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. As usual, hello. Hello. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Classic rock until 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
10:55, take your pick. But
Yeah, 10:55.
It's going to be.
Depends on who's downstairs. We didn't see who was downstairs.
That's
tonight,
true. We didn't
so-
even see it. We cut out that 10:55 last week. We didn't even see anybody.
No.
So we could have gone the whole. Who knows?
Who knows? We could have gone the whole way.
We don't even know if anybody's running this building tonight because, as you mentioned, didn't see anyone.
No,
So,
we didn't.
How do we know?
So,
Yeah.
Richard Simmons Russell Simmons.
Yes.
Yes.
Big difference there, sir.
Yes, he went the whole way. Yes, he did.
Yes.
And Garrison Keillor, really? You hear that too?
You're gonna have to fill me in on that one.
Well, no, he's been charged as well.
Oh, okay.
He's the wholesome guy that does Home Prairie, whatever it is, on NPR. It's kind of sad.
I have no idea who the person is.
Oh, Matt Lauer?
I know who Matt Lauer is.
Yes.
Yes, but
There's so many of them.
so
There's
ridiculous.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
So many of them.
And
But curiously enough,
yeah.
we're still divided about
Weinstein?
voting for Roy Moore.
Ron Moore, exactly. I know.
We're not
I
entirely
read that
sure.
this morning, and
He's
I'm like,
a good
how
guy,
the hell?
though. He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. Yes. How are you? I just don't understand.
He's a great guy. Best guy I've ever seen.
Best guy ever.
Believe me.
Yes.
The one thing you don't want is a Democrat in that seat.
No, you don't.
What?
You want somebody who can grab women by the pee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and molest children.
Exactly.
Because, that's better than a Democrat. Oh, really?
Yes, it is.
My favorite, well, it's difficult to use the word favorite, but one of the more amusing Roy Moore quotes about this whole thing thus far has been when he was on Sean Hannity's show within the past week or so. Sean Hannity's just a sycophant, and he's just going to basically, give him all the leeway in the world, lob softballs at him all day, all this kind of junk. And he asked him something about the fact, that do you remember any specific incidents back when whenever this was happening, of dating teenagers and all this? And he said, generally no. What do you mean generally no?
Generally no.
What the hell kind of answer is that? You do or you don't.
He got banned from a mall.
Yeah, he got banned
at age 30 for trying to pick up 14-year-olds.
Yes. Now, let's take a step back and digest that for a second. Yeah. We've all worked in the mall.
Yes, we have.
We've all seen the degenerates that come through the mall.
And you have to be pretty degenerate to actually get banned from the mall.
Think about all the absolute losers that we've seen in Target over the years, and just seen in the mall in general from shopping and being human beings. Those people are allowed in there.
Yes.
Roy Moore was not allowed anymore in the mall. They were like, listen, we can deal with all this other gibberish. You got to go.
Get out of here.
How terrible do you have to be to get banned from the mall?
I mean, when we're talking about people that are throwing stones, because you got Trump going on. Oh, Al Franken should step down because he was caught groping women. I don't grope women. And then the fact that this moron.
I don't grope women, by the way.
Did you know that he went out and he said that wasn't me on the tape?
Yes, he did.
To grab them by the pee tape.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, he said that wasn't me.
Oh, yeah.
And then what makes it even better is that this is what he said. He even then said, let me just get the microphone up to my face. He even then said, that's Hillary Clinton doing an impression of me.
No, he did not.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Are you serious?
He's now said that tape recording was not real. That it's been modified.
And that Hillary Clinton is doing my voice.
You're really?
Yes. Yeah, Google it, sir.
I'm flabbergasted by this, and I'm going to look
this. This is the world I'm living in.
I'm going to look
I
this
didn't
up
hear the Clinton part.
in the next break.
I didn't hear the Clinton part, but I did hear the bit where he's now claiming that this was not real.
Are you serious?
And what's hilarious is shortly after that video was released of the audio of him saying that, shortly after that happened, he went on, I think some Fox News or something like that. He goes,
right,
that was me. I'm very sorry. This will never happen again. I have the utmost respect for women.
Right.
I was just locker room talk. Let it go.
Right. That was the whole thing. He kept falling back on locker room talk, and he never once disputed it.
Nope.
Back at the time when it came out.
Now he's disputing it, and then he's like, "Oh, Al Franken should sit down," and Roy Moore's a great man. Really?
Like
grabbing 14-year-olds.
Like you just did this with your finger while you were talking about me.
The anger is just insane. It's like it's so palpable, and why we're not rioting or anything is just beyond me. Between the tax bill, trying to get molesters in office.
Jared's like Mrs. White in Clue when he starts thinking about everything. Flames on the side of my face, heaving, like just wigging out.
But really, it is. I mean, like people should be wigging out. Like again, like the tax bill.
People should, yes, and they don't.
The tax bill that was just passed, and then the argument of like, oh well, the ACA was passed just the same. No, it wasn't. That's an utter lie. Deep breaths, my friend.
Yes, deep breaths.
Just, I don't.
Where the hell is all this energy going to go after the week after next?
Still going to be there.
I
know. I'm not going to be on the damn radio anymore.
Because, here's the problem is that we have all this energy, and then what are we going to do? Put it into our wives?
Yes.
Wish I intended it that way.
You know what's great? Every once in a while, Rob gets one zinger.
Yeah, he does.
and it's not even on purpose.
Well, it was quite good, though.
Oh.
He always has one zinger.
Oh, man.
Just that.
One season he gets.
Because everyone,
once a season.
Because I save it up.
Yeah.
As we discussed the other day on the phone, sir, I am the director. I'm not the actor. I turn to you guys for the entertainment and the witty comments, and then I'll just keep everything running like a smooth-oiled machine.
Yeah, because we're not using Spotify.
Absolutely not. I'm going to let you just say that all night. I don't care.
I hope they're listening.
It's just going to... they probably are.
Good.
Yeah.
We don't use Spotify. We
You
actually
know,
have talent.
after your communiques this week, maybe they are listening for once. You never know.
You never know. I don't know.
Who knows?
Because, they might be like,
They might
hey,
be
hang on a
downstairs
sec.
masturbating to
Maybe
their
I
buddies' wedding
really need to
photos.
know what this station's all about.
Thank
because
God for Steve talking.
I've never listened to it before. So maybe they are listening to it tonight. And if so, this is what you're going to get that you're going to be missing.
Right, this is what
on
you're not gonna get.
Saturday night.
There you go.
Witty banter,
Witty banter.
hilarious things, and yes, we'll play Thank You by Led Zeppelin.
Skepticism.
Just this once.
Just this once.
For you.
For you.
Might follow it up with All My Love, but that's asking a lot. That's a big pilot in one.
Even
in one
Robert
segment.
Plant was like, those songs suck. I hate my singing on those songs. Even he hates
Yeah,
those
he
songs.
came out and said, well, he also, granted, okay, I'll give you, I don't really like those songs, but he also then came out and said, Babe, I'm going to leave you. He thought his vocals were horrible on that
No,
song.
those songs
are you
were great.
nuts? Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
listen to that song 400 times if I
Songs
could.
are amazing. So,
But it's
stop
not
it.
on Spotify, so.
Actually, I think that is.
It
but
probably is.
We're going to ignore that for now. We heard Bob Seger within the past hour or so, and he's not on Spotify because he doesn't like all that streaming junk.
Good for him.
So he keeps all his stuff off of there. He sells his new records and everything on iTunes, but none of his back catalog is on iTunes.
Do you know
Or I
who's-
think he might have just signed a contract with them just recently, but he's still not on. To my knowledge, he's not on Pandora. He's not on Spotify. He's not on any of that other stuff.
Do you know who else is not on Spotify?
Who's that?
Taylor Swift.
Really?
Yeah. She had a dispute with him on her last record.
Interesting.
Do I give a F about that? No.
Oh, well, this isn't Wheel of Fortune, so you shouldn't be giving any Fs.
F's.
Val. Steve brought me in a record with it. I told him he brought this in, and like that, your hole is tight, sir.
Yes, it's a tight hole in that record. It's a new record.
I had difficulty getting my thing through it here,
Uh-huh.
but I managed.
You have to get it in and out a few times. As Alex would say.
I pressured.
Jam it in.
I pressured through, and
Bit of the old in out.
I prevailed, as I usually do. Why don't you tell us about the record we're going to hear?
It's the New York Dolls. You don't hear them much on the radio, but you should. And this is what Stranded in the Jungle.
Yes.
This was a big hit from their second album. So I was glad to find this the other day.
Not going to be hearing this kind of stuff much longer.
No, you're not. You're going to be missing out on it.
There you go.
Gonna hear terrible metal.
There you go.
Metal menstruation.
Here.
Next up for metal is
Metal.
is
And we've got some metal after this metal.
Just crack yourself up in the middle of that.
we're gonna play some Nickelback on this next metal show.
Nickelback.
That's metal.
This is how you remind me.
Here's the New York Dolls.
Get the hell off my radio.
91.5 WPIM, SNSBI. Cheap Trick is on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show, Led Zeppelin before that, Pretenders. Kicked it off with New York Dolls, lost cut from Steve.
Yes.
Once again, not from Steve, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I
I know
didn't
what you
record it, but you brought it in for us, and
Yes.
for that we thank you.
Speaking of cheap
Another
tricks,
good find at Mars Records in Plymouth.
There you go. Speaking of Cheap Tricks, yes, Jared.
Yep.
well, this is our second to last show.
So in that vein, call us up, 508-531-1303. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. That line, that phone number is not only the request line to us, but it's a suicide prevention hotline if you feel that depressed about the fact that you're probably not going to hear us after the
I'm
semester.
surprised we haven't had one particular phone call yet.
Well, it's early.
They're all
Yeah, it
crying.
We usually don't get those until about 7, 8 o'clock at the earliest.
Yeah.
They're so overcome with grief.
So, well, if you do want to enact the suicide prevention hotline and tell us how you feel about SNS potentially going off the air for good, well, Jared Barbetta will be more than happy to field those phone calls for you.
Yes, he will.
Because I got a show to do. I don't have time to mess with your junk. So.
And I've got an accent, so...
Yeah, nobody's going to understand a word.
Nobody understands a word
You're going
I
to
say.
kill more people by answering the phone because nobody's going to understand what the hell you're saying.
Exactly.
You don't want to money off yourself, you bloody food. I think you just said to kill myself. So,
I'll get right to that.
hey,
What
we
are
got
you looking at?
What are you, Jared? What are you looking at on your phone there? What are you doing on your phone? We got a new method of delivering the music to you tonight, as a matter of fact.
Drugs.
And has anyone noticed? Well, no, you haven't, because we are seamless here.
We're using Spotify.
And no, we're not.
We're not really here for any particular reason.
No,
we just press Spotify and then walk
we
away.
most definitely do not press Spotify. And then
What's
walk away.
the new method?
Well, remember last week when I got all fed up and pissed off about the CD players?
That's right.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not even dealing with this anymore. And I'm going to find another way of doing it. Well, I found another way of doing it.
And what is that other way of doing it?
Well, I have to credit my wife because she didn't throw away her.
Hang on, you're crediting.
I have to credit my wife to a degree. I mean, it's my genius that was able to sort of capitalize.
She brought it out of you.
Correct.
She got a hold of it and made it large. Yes,
basically is what it was. And then I got on top of her and
Yes.
rode to success. So she did not throw away or recycle or do anything with her iPhone 6 when she got an iPhone 7.
Oh, okay.
All they did was wipe it, but she kept it.
Okay.
So
she
well,
wiped it.
who the hell cares why? It's basically another. It's
an iPod.
Now it's another iPod for me.
Yeah.
And it's got the most recent software on it, so it looks exactly like my phone.
Oh, good.
Beautiful.
So I'm able to just go between the two phones. I don't have
Open
to worry
up
about
Spotify and get it going.
No, it's not Spotify. And I don't have to worry about the CD player crapping out on me. And I can still do my live transitions and everything. And it's great.
Sad that you just found this out right on the
Kinda.
next to last show that
Kinda.
we'll ever do.
But
there you go.
But think about it this way: this is the dedication that I have to the program,
Exactly.
knowing that this is basically a lame duck show at this point. Well, I still found an innovation to improve the show.
Pity
So-
we didn't have an intern standing behind you that you could show him this new.
Well, it's not like he was really
Could've
learning
taught-
anything anyway.
No,
But
he
he
wasn't.
huddled up in the corner looking at
Yeah,
his
plug it in and
Spotify.
press play.
See that over there,
Dead air.
Steve? Do you see that way over there? That's the fences.
Oh.
Hear me? Look at me batting all the way for that.
Remind me, we need to do the mood lighting after this.
Yeah, I was going to say, what the hell? How come it's still so bright in here?
We keep forgetting.
Because again, I'm creeped out. That
The only reason I'm turning to you guys for this is because you did it so great the last week, and I could go over there and fiddle with it and try to do whatever.
we just plugged it in.
Oh, okay, cool.
We'll work it out.
Jared, learn to take. You know what I mean? I made it sound like I'm some sort of Thomas Edison because my wife saved an iPhone and I just decided to hijack it and put all my music on it.
Speaking of hijacking, this is the reason why we're not going to be on after 2 weeks.
Yes.
I don't care.
Nope.
We've been hijacked,
don't
my
care.
friends.
We do care, though.
In a weird way, we're kind of like America, where we just got hijacked like the Russians. By the Russians who hijacked us, who have taken over our country.
But they were able to do it because of somebody on the inside.
Yeah.
A backstabber.
So there you go.
There you go.
Judas.
Yep.
No, not really. Like more like a Brutus.
My wife said, did you hear her say that to you?
Brutus.
That we needed to call this person Judas or Brutus, and then she was like, but he's not going to know what the hell you're talking about.
No, he's not.
But the difference, you can't call him Judas.
Right.
Because the difference there is Judas actually loved Christ.
Correct.
Like, he was like, but the money's good. But, I mean, that's him over there. But the money's good. I'll take the money.
Oh, watch out for your thing, sir.
Yeah. Whereas Brutus got together with other people and was like, hey, that guy over there, we need to stab him 37 times in the back. Let's do it.
Sounds legit. Let's go for that.
Do it. That guy, sure.
Well, I get you.
Okay, any lighter topics that we can talk about? We've got to talk about the Royals later.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can discuss that.
Yep. I have interesting information about that.
Do you?
Oh, yes.
We got to talk about
This is like historical almost.
Yeah, it is.
It's almost going back to Mrs. Simpson.
Yeah.
Very similar. Very similar.
Yeah.
Yep.
We also got to talk about the new Avengers trailer.
Yes, which I just watched.
Have not seen it.
No,
no.
I'll put it in your face in a minute.
All right,
Yes.
good.
I'll come over there and take it out of my pocket. and put it in your face.
Probably
He's
while
going
I'm
to take it out of his pocket and put it in your face.
Probably while I'm in the middle of trying to do another brilliant transition, like he normally does, and comes over. Rob, look at this video. I got 15 seconds.
Transition. All you're doing
Left
is
in
going
the song.
You're hitting.
You just press buttons in there, don't
Nope.
you?
Yeah.
Nope.
You just go over there and you hit shuffle on the Spotify.
So much more than what you're saying.
I mean, Spotify is not that. It's a very easy program, music program. You just sit there and press the button and then call it a day, and then not really all you're doing here is just maybe your homework if you're a student. You just come here.
Just hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking, speaking of hypos and theticals, hypotheticals and the theticals of got the mood lighting on.
There you go.
I actually kind of freaked out for no good reason, like as though something just got turned off on me. And I was like, are we still on the air?
No, wait, you're off.
No, you idiot. That's just what you
This
just
is
did.
your last show.
This is what you've been asking these guys to do for an hour. Steve just came through with it. That's all.
We'll complete it in a second.
Yeah, I was going to say, because isn't there one over here that
Yeah, there
usually
is.
does the...
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
cool.
we'll do that in a second.
Are you going to just keep doing that the whole time?
It's good background music, you know?
It is. I mean... All right, here we go. Another block of classic rock
Our
coming up.
second to last show
Call us up.
ever.
508-531-1303. Hendrix, Mellencamp, Bowie, all up next.
Hitting the bars or hitting the books. We'll make your night rock with Rob Hicks and Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
It's ZZ Top from their Trace Hombres album. 91.5 WBIM, Bridgewater, Saturday Night Soundtrack. Rolling Stones before that, David Bowie, John Mellencamp, Jimi Hendrix, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer, or Bad Hombres, as our president may say.
Yes, we are.
Meanwhile, in the jungle.
Stranded.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. We've already gotten our first awkward phone call with Lisa out of the way. So that was good. And
one of many, I'm sure.
Only better was the fact that I didn't have to deal with it because Jared came in here and answered the phone. And, the phone tonight, because this is our second to last show, is doubling as a suicide prevention hotline. If you want to just sort of vent your feelings to us, we will do our best to try to console you. We'll be the shoulder for you to cry on.
I may even answer the phone myself.
Or Steve may answer the phone. You could talk to a bona fide British guy who's liable to tell you to F off depending on who you are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, think about it, but think it through before you dial, because if you're dialing with that sort of pain in your heart and Steve answers the phone, it's 50-50 as to what's going to happen to you by the time you get off. So just think about that. And we're children. We're all children.
Yes, we are.
They're just children. We've got the Facebook page out there. You can still like that for Saturday Night Soundtrack.
Yeah, what's the deal with live stream, though? Why are they dropping WBIM?
Because everything this year sucks, and it's all going down the toilet.
There you go.
So why wouldn't live stream be any different? No, so what's going on is live stream's only good for one week. You can listen to us there tonight, I believe.
Yeah, you can.
But next week you're not going to be able to listen to us there because the contract with live stream ends effective tomorrow or like midnight tonight or some sort of gibberish.
So, to get on live stream, BIM has to have a contract with them?
That's the very high level understanding of what I know. I don't really know how it works.
That's weird.
I don't know what the relationship is. I don't know how it works.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what it is. It's money.
Yeah. There you go.
That's my money you're playing with there, sir.
But they
Stripper money.
it is good. It is going to be available in other places, but it's going to be available in other places that suck. It's going to be available on TuneIn Radio, which we tried to use when we first started this show.
Yeah,
if you remember, TuneIn Radio, we had in our promos and everything else, and it was just awful. The thing used to buffer all over the place and everything else. So, I was glad when they kind of stopped that, and now apparently we're going back to that. And then there's some other sort of nonsense out there like Nextcast or Shoutcast or some sort of junk.
Yeah.
I don't really know what it all is. Livestream was so neat and handy.
It worked well.
I never had a problem with it.
Yep.
I never had any kind of buffering issues. It was very easy to tell people where it was because Livestream was its own app. So you could just direct people to the app. You could tell them to search for WBIM, or you could just give them the direct link, and then they could go out and find it there. And it was great. But as we know, all great things need to end, apparently. And, not only us, but the contract with Livestream is going away. So there you go. Not only are you losing quality programming, but you're losing where you can hear the shitty programming next year. So
Yeah. It's very much like the American dream right now. If you make less than $250,000 a year, just like this show, all great things must come to an end.
Going to go away on you. But we're still here, and we're going to be back next week. And next week is the season, and
we'll have special thoughts next week.
Series finale.
Sure.
I don't know what we want to call it, but that's what it's going to be next week. And so we'll be back. It's not like we're signing off tonight forever.
Don't lose my pen, sir.
Pretty close.
There you go.
I'm going to keep the Facebook up there for a while. I don't really give a crap about the Twitter, but that's still out there. It's at SN Soundtrack if you care about that kind of stuff. Facebook's out there, and the YouTube channel is a thing I definitely am going to keep going. I'm going to make sure that all of our shows are out there. I'm going to post special best of clips here and there, especially when I've got more time, because I'm not preparing an effing show from week to week. I need something to do with all of my creative energy.
Now, if we do have to settle for this 2-hour formula,
brain is going to explode. Yes, Steve.
How long will that take you to prepare for?
It's not going to take very long.
No.
Because I was doing the math, right? So when I put together a 6-hour program, I have a whole formula that I work out because I'm a nerd. So
that's fine though, because it makes for a great show.
Thank you. I have a formula that I work out where basically I know about how many. So I always build in a cushion, right? So I do a playlist that consists of, if we do a 6-hour show, I put together a playlist with 4 hours of music in it.
Yes.
We never get to all 4 hours of music because you have contributions. We come on and talk and all this stuff. So it never ends up coming out exact. But I'd rather come in with a little too much than not enough.
Absolutely.
So I always do about 4, maybe 4.5, just to make sure that we're covered. And that usually comes out to about 60 songs or whatnot.
Yeah.
If we do a 2-hour show, I'm going to need a maximum of 16 to 20 songs.
Oh God,
that's it.
That's it.
Because you can play with regular talking intervals and not even considering the sorts of tangents that we go off on every once in a while. If you played regular songs and the classic rock songs being about 4 or 5 minutes a pop on average, you can play maybe 7 or 8 songs probably maximum in an hour, and that's if you're really cramming them in and not talking too much.
Yeah.
So you're talking. So I think it would actually be less than 16. I could probably do a playlist of about 12 to 16 songs that'd cover 2 hours.
Let's not forget that you also, because we are now in 2017, that you have the ability to hashtag a revolt here of sorts. So if you could, please blanket the entire university with "I want my SNS."
There you go.
Start the revolution.
Put the hashtag on there. You can do it.
Hashtag I want my SNS. Like that Dire Straits song. I want my MTV.
There you go. 91.5 WBIM has a Facebook page. You can go directly to that and post it on there.
Yeah.
Or you can post it whatever the hell else you want.
Yeah.
They do have a Snapchat. It's just WBIM 91.5 if you're into that thing. I don't even know how Snapchat works, but all you out there do. So utilize that.
It only works if you have boobs.
And
it only works if you're younger than 20.
Oh, good. Good. That's good to know. No, Steve, no. That's not the way. That's not the way to go.
Let's remember this. Let's remember that we do have the power as the people to save this show. Save the show.
There you go. And at WBIM-FM is the Twitter account for the station as well. Please hashtag it there also.
I want my SNS.
There you go.
I will be looking for that.
I will too. I want to see it all over.
No one's going to do that. Nobody listens.
I'm going to be putting it all over the place.
Like you usually do, sir.
Yes, I do.
just ropes of it everywhere.
Yes.
All ropes. Oh, hey, what's up with Bridgewater House of Pizza not having eggs?
It's a seasonal thing, sir. Obviously.
Yeah.
They only have egg salad between May and September.
No, it's not egg salad that I'm looking to get. I'm looking to get a steak and egg sandwich.
No, they have a thing with eggs.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
They're listening, so let's just be quiet.
Well, that's fine.
You think they are? You hope they are.
Anyway,
if they are listening,
they are listening.
Buy some eggs.
They said that they were the greatest show on the station, and I told them to hashtag S and save my SNS.
You're almost the greatest Bridgewater. You're almost the greatest house of pizza out there. If you could just get down to Tedeschi's and buy some goddamn eggs.
Well, Tedeschi's doesn't exist anymore, just like the show isn't.
Oh, true. What is it now? The Bridge Mart or some junk?
Some junk.
Something like that. It's like the Quickie Mart in Kingston or whatever the case is. I don't know what it is. There's one. Have they renamed? Nobody cares about this. Have they renamed the Tedeschi's on 106 that we drive by? That's opposite Cumberland Farms there.
I don't.
Or is that still Tedeschi's?
I didn't know that there was one. Oh no, they haven't renamed that one yet.
Oh, okay.
No.
So here's the thing: if for whatever reason we really don't get a show, or even if we only get a 2-hour show,
Steve is so back and forth on this; it's hilarious. Yes.
Now we need to do. Maybe we come in for a 2-hour show and then we go and create mayhem somewhere,
kicking out windows, punching babies, that kind of thing.
No, maybe restaurant setting.
No, Jared, come on.
Maybe we can do that.
Mayhem.
Well, I suggested that. I said, we could always come in and do the show from 5 to 7 and then go get some dinner or something.
Well, the difference is I don't really know if I could stand, having to give
Being
up my
with
show
us
to Spotify.
Well, I mean, we're going to
because we need to be somewhere when we're making our multiple phone calls. after our show.
You know, you're like a Batman villain. You just announce your crimes before they happen.
I'm going to take over the whole world by dialing this phone 70 times in a row.
Oh, gee. I'm wondering. And then when it happens, I wonder who's doing this. I don't know. It doesn't take the world's greatest detective to deduce that one.
Yeah, but
think about it,
I've
Jared.
already told about 50 people to do it. Yeah. So,
right.
you know.
Plus the fact, is this really going to be retained?
Uh-huh.
Or even understood?
No. Not
Well,
at all.
So there you go.
I mean,
Yeah,
Trump
exactly.
managed to do what he
That's
did.
my point.
I mean,
So.
he lasted a whole year, at least.
I think we're pretty much in the same mood.
I'm going to talk to people from another station. Oh, yes.
I don't even know where he's out on a limb by himself. I don't even know where he's going with this now.
Dangling naked in the wind.
Yes. Like I like to be.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
That breeze.
that's a good time to get into some more music.
You smell that? That's Steve on the breeze.
Maybe I'll bring you some hard nuts.
Yes, please do that.
That's a band.
Please bring
That's
me
a
hard
band.
nuts.
We're going to listen to what song from the
in
Hard
the
Nuts?
next block.
Sick and tired.
Oh, that's about how I feel now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll bring it in next.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go.
Call us up, 508-531-1303.
Stolen by thieves.
Steve Miller Band on deck, SNS BIM.
The best reason to listen to WBIM on Saturday nights instead of your iPod. Size matters. The largest library of classic rock in Bridgewater is on. This Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. 91.5 WBIM.
It's Harry Nielsen, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater, SNS radio show. Neil Young before that, Fleetwood Mac, Steve Miller Band, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. We just got our food, and Jared's gesturing to me that why are we going up because we just got our food. Well, radio spots and on-air spots during a show are like taking a poop. You got to keep them regular. But so I'm going to make this one really brief so that we can get back into our food, but I just wanted to hop on, say what we've heard, say what we're going to hear, and all that good stuff, and tell everyone to call us.
Neil Young song that we've heard tonight, yeah?
It was only because basically, like I said, I sort of went through all my stuff and I was like, if this is going to be the last two shows we ever do, I just sort of I want to whip out all my junk. I want to whip out my favorite stuff. I basically want to take all of my favorite songs and just throw them into these last two shows. So that those happen to be two of my more favorite Neil Young songs. So you're probably going to hear maybe a little bit more repetition of artists than you normally do in a regular Saturday night soundtrack show. But I'm trying to space them out. I'm not going to do the same artist within like a 2-hour block.
What about Sir Ivan?
I've got one song by him.
Okay, good.
That is going to be played. It's going to be the one that just gets played all the time.
Oh, no.
Because I'm trying to keep, you know how it is. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep with the format of the thing and all that. What did you end up getting? Did you get one of those clubs? Mm-hmm. Are your onion rings hot?
They're warm, so I'm eating them first.
Well, that's good enough, yeah. Anyway, call us at 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. Follow us on Twitter, at SN Soundtrack, and our YouTube channels out there. You search for Saturday Night Soundtrack, filter for channels. All of our old shows are up there, and you can check all those out, or almost all of them, because I still have some catching up to do. But I'm going to have plenty of time for that.
Because our soul has been showing.
Yeah.
So I had strategy with the food tonight.
Okay.
I figured I'd order one of these clubs, but
Yep.
I'd order it so that the sandwich part of it could be eaten cold if need be.
Oh, there you go.
So I got a BLT club.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it doesn't matter if that's not
That
cold.
is very true.
Not warm. So
That's very true.
then
So
I'm
there you
eating
go.
the onion rings and the fries first.
Well, you do that. In the meantime, we're going to get back into the music because I want to eat. You guys want to finish eating. We'll do all that stuff. Steve, tell us real quick about what we're hearing coming up.
Nuts,
eating.
I presume?
What's up?
Nuts.
Yes.
Oh, it was a
Correct.
band that I saw in support of another group, the Liverpool Empire, in 1977, I believe. And they were a band from Liverpool, so they were one of the few bands that I've ever seen as a support act that actually got a standing ovation and an encore. And they're good. And they were supporting Queen at the time.
Steve's lived so much more life than us. It's just...
Yeah, but mine's gonna be over way before your guys.
Wow, that's cheery. Here's Hard Nuts, and the song's called Sick and Tired. It's right here, 91.5.
Tired of being the second to last show.
WBIM Bridgewater. Call us up. Let us know what we can do for you. 508-531-1303. You got SNS on BIM. It's 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack. Tom Petty, man who shares the same fate as this program. So there you go.
He's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like this show.
Exactly. God.
You will never get another 6 hours of an artist on this show.
Nope. You will not. And I'll never, I won't have to hear about it again on the air
in disguise, if ever there was one.
For much longer, and I guess that's one high point in a bunch of low points.
Yeah.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. Let us know what we can do for you. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. Follow us on Twitter, @SN Soundtrack. Check out our YouTube channel, because pretty soon it's the only way you're going to be able to listen to us.
I want my SNS.
Hashtag I want my SNS, just to throw that everywhere.
Speaking of, just to throw out some rock and roll trivia.
Sure.
That Dire Straits song, I Want My MTV.
Yeah.
Right? It's
actually called Money for Nothing, but go ahead.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right? I forget the guy's name, but he was sitting there, like, in a furniture store. Listening to two guys actually talking about this,
right?
Like, about how I just want my money for nothing type of thing.
Yeah.
And like most of the lyrics are direct from those guys.
Yeah, I know.
Now, if
That's great,
was,
right?
Now, if that was written today, those guys would be seeking out money.
Of course they would.
Yeah, I'm going to sue because you used my words on a hot, popular song.
Banging on the drums like a chimpanzee. I came up with that.
Yeah, that's with me.
Damn it. BIM.
Damn it! You didn't play Shoot to Thrill by AC/DC yet.
You didn't request it.
Yeah, you didn't request it. That's usually the first step in getting the song.
You guys are in deep conversation. I did request it.
Oh, did Jared?
You guys were in deep conversation, that's why.
Did Jared not
Over
pass
your
that message
food.
along?
You were playing it over your
Careful
food.
now, you're on the radio.
Yeah, she knows. All right, well, yeah, we can play Shoot to Thrill.
And thank you for also playing Tom Petty because, I love him so much.
Don't forget to call 508-531-2858.
Okay, so what song are you going to play?
We're going to... what is this, a quiz? Damn it, Lisa. How about you remember how to use Facebook?
Yeah, why don't you remember?
And make the post that we ask you to make, and then you can drill me about how come I don't remember certain things. What song we're playing and all this.
Listen, I'm on your Facebook, so shut up your face, and you know that I'm on
Shut up your face.
Yeah, I understand that, Lisa. What I'm saying, though, is that you need to make some posts on the actual... I know this is going opposite to what I've told you before, but you need to make some posts on the actual 91.5 WBIM Facebook, the official Facebook for the radio station, because they need to know. We know how much you love us. They need to know how much you love us.
But, honey, every time I go on 91.5...
Yes.
I'm on the internet right now. Thank you. But there's three
What did she say thank you for?
places that
She
you
just
can...
realized she's on the radio.
It says 91.5. Shut up, Jared.
Can you turn your radio down?
Yeah,
because
turn
the
it down.
echo is killing me.
Yeah, the echo is... I'm sorry. No, every time I go onto the Facebook page, it's like you got like 3 different... or 4 or 5 different stations. And
God, this is enlightening.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're saying.
when I'm going
This is why
on
Trump's the president.
Facebook for you guys, and I request and I like you guys.
No, I understand. I get it. I'm just saying. Just look. Here's the thing. You like 91.5 WBIM on
of
Facebook,
course
right?
I do. I love it.
No, I'm saying on Facebook. You have clicked the like on the actual station, not just us, right?
I'm not sure.
Oh, God, this is Betty's listening
All right,
to Tom Petty.
Yeah, this
Jared, shut up.
This is going nowhere. Let's we'll play Shoot to Thrill for you. How's that?
All right, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sure
welcome.
you'll be calling back, so we'll talk to you then.
Oh, you know it.
All right, thank you, Lisa.
I love you guys.
Thanks, love you too.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
I'm telling Sarah.
Holy crap. I couldn't keep that conversation going. I was doing my best, and then I was like, radios are shutting off everywhere. Because the 98.7% of people who understand how to use Facebook and understand the instructions I'm given just can't listen to it 7 times in a row.
No,
you know? So it was just killing me.
So, the Queen,
Yes.
she's not going to be able to go to the wedding.
Why?
3 points.
Okay.
The girl that he's going to marry is an American,
Sure.
so she's got to become a British citizen first anyway.
Which she's going to do, right? Or is she going to do it
no,
after?
she's going to do that.
Okay.
She's a Protestant,
No.
so she's got to become a member of the... What is it?
I don't know.
She's got to become a Christian, okay?
Okay.
Member of the Church of England.
Okay.
And a third downer for her is she's divorced.
Yes, that I knew, and I was wondering what the impact was of that.
Church of England doesn't like people who got divorced.
Right.
And because the Queen is also the head of the Church of England, it's very doubtful that they will allow her to actually go to the wedding of a divorced American former Protestant.
Gotcha. Now, let me ask you this, though. Does Prince Harry not give a poop because of the fact that he's not in line to be
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
king anyway?
Yeah.
Because Prince Charles is the one who's the next in line, right?
Yes.
So there's no way. I mean, but here's the thing, right? This is where I start getting all sort of like, well, what if? And so let's just say, for the sake of argument, and this is just I'm thinking in terms of I'm putting myself in Harry's shoes, right? And I'm trying to think in terms of my future. Okay. No one wants to think about this, but God forbid something happens to Prince Charles at some point.
Gotta hope it does.
Okay.
He's a freaking moron if there ever was one, but go ahead.
I don't know, he married nice looking, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting to that in a minute.
Horse's ass.
Here's my point. If something were to what would be the next, who's next in line?
William.
Oh, William's next in line.
And then his children.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Harry is absolutely no shot.
Oh, none whatsoever, no.
So this marriage, the fact that what I was getting at was, is there going to be a point in his life potentially where he's going to regret the fact that he married this woman who makes him completely ineligible to be king?
No.
Because as soon as they get married, whether, something happens, he can't get divorced from her because then he's just now divorced.
Exactly.
She's already divorced. So he's sealing his fate. No chance whatsoever of becoming king.
He never would
by
be,
marrying her, but there would be no shot of that as
No,
I
no,
mean,
whatsoever.
there'll have to be some really
I've got more of a
thing.
chance of becoming king than he has.
Not after this show, sir.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like the designated survivor situation. Like,
Correct.
You have to go down a whole line of people
yeah.
just to get to me to being the president.
Right.
Yeah, but you know the weirdest thing, though, if you think about it, it skips over the women still.
2017 for you, folks.
There you go.
Still skips over women.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was saying, so I obviously, because it's been all over the news and everything, I saw all sorts of stuff about Harry and Meghan Markle.
Why are they holding
all that
hands
stuff
in public when the other ones don't?
Right, exactly.
Who cares?
And then I'm looking at all
Give
this,
a shit.
but the whole thing was I'm looking at this and I'm going, this is all fine and good, but Prince Charles still hit the jackpot. Number one, because his wife is infinitely more attractive than Meghan Markle is, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Charles?
Charles, yeah.
No.
William, you're talking about.
Am I talking about William?
Yes, you are, because Charles's wife looks.
Sorry. When I kept saying Charles, I meant William.
Yes.
I meant William.
Okay, no, Charles is the.
I know Charles was Diana's husband.
Yeah.
I know he can never be king.
No, he can. He's
Oh,
the
he
next in
can?
line.
Really?
Yeah.
He's the Queen's son.
Oh, okay.
So Charles is the next one in line.
He divorced.
That's why.
But he divorced Diana, though.
Yeah, but he's still the next in line.
What the? That doesn't even make any sense.
No, yeah, really. That doesn't.
No, Diana got killed.
No, he
Wasn't
divorced
she-
her before she got killed.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
getting confused now. But he is the Queen's son, so he's still next in line. And then his son is next in line after
Okay.
that, which is William.
William. Okay, I
And
was
then
thinking
after
of
him.
I was thinking of William when I was saying Charles. But my point being is that
But if-
William's wife is much better looking than Harry's fiance.
Oh, God, yes.
In my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's number one. Number two, it even bumps it up a couple of notches when you look at how William looks compared to how Harry looks. So I mean, I get that Harry's a ginge and that's not really popular around here, but
Now, here's the other thing.
but let's look at William for a second, and there's not a whole lot going on there, and he managed to score Kate Middleton.
Yeah, if either or
Yeah.
became king, their respective wives could never be called queen. As
They'd be duchesses or something.
no,
right?
they'd be the princess of him.
What?
Exactly. So it'd be the prince. Like William's wife is actually called the princess of the Prince of Wales of something. She can't become a princess in her own right because she's not of the royal blood. They're both commoners.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's
Well, then
Just
how is-
royally effed up to.
Let
So
me ask. Can
stupid.
I ask another dumb question before we get into more
We can
classic rock?
try.
For anybody who doesn't care about British history and is now or current
See, I care about
events,
British history. I just don't care about the British royal family.
who's just falling asleep. Wasn't Diana a commoner?
No, she wasn't.
Oh, she wasn't. I
No.
thought she was.
No.
Okay.
No, she was from...
that answers my question, because I was going to ask how she could be Princess of Wales if she was
No,
a
her
commoner.
father was a lord.
Okay.
So he was part of that clique.
Gotcha.
Yes.
He sure was.
Yes.
The things I do on here, it's only funny
it's
when
great.
you can see it.
You know, yeah, it would be great if we had video, but there's no, they're
Not anymore.
Nope, things are getting cut. Nothing's getting added. So,
After next week, you won't even have audio.
yeah, so we'll deal with that. And then Lisa at least did a good job not crying on the air
Yeah, she did. She sounded good.
during this last thing. I'm starting not to believe Jared that there was all crying and everything.
She's just crying.
I think he was exaggerating maybe just a little
Giant
bit.
sobs.
You know.
Jared exaggerated.
I know.
No.
I know it's out there. It's just it's a theory I'm floating out there. I could be mistaken. So,
Yes.
who knows?
Who knows?
Here's some more classic rock for you. 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Soundgarden, Joan Jett, Bob Seger all coming up.
Saturday nights and classic rock. They just go together like bacon and hot fudge sundaes.
Whatever.
Just trust us on this, okay? Bacon and hot fudge sundaes. Yum. The Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
You should burn all your notebooks. What good are notebooks? So Talking Heads, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater, SNS radio show. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
So, where do you think David Byrne was born?
Detroit. I don't know. I have no idea.
Scotland.
Really?
He's Scottish. I just discovered that fact.
Didn't know he was Scottish. I figured it was just as far-fetched to say he was born in Detroit, so I just figured I'd throw
David
that out
Byrne is a Scottish-born American musician.
there. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I went to RISD.
Wait, American born.
Scottish-born.
Oh, I thought you said American born. I was like, wait a second.
No, a Scottish-born
He's
American
American
musician.
born in Scotland, sir.
Yeah, he was born in Dumbarton.
Okay. I don't know where that is, but cool.
It's in Scotland.
Okay.
No, he went to the Rhode Island.
Obviously.
He went to the Rhode Island School of Design.
No.
RISD. He was known for walking around with white gloves on.
I think I've heard about that before.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I don't think you told me. I think I just heard about that somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, that's really creepy," but cool.
Yeah,
good for you.
I was just Googling him because I'm listening to the track and I'm thinking, where is he?
Right.
We haven't heard from him. He's only 65. It's like, he's
Right.
not dead.
No, yet
Yet. Why haven't we heard from him recently? So, I don't know.
they didn't give any answers to that.
Well,
like he's
I'm
laying
just-
low because of this or that.
Yeah, just getting to that page. Personal life, music career, early life.
This is a show that just continues to do research for you guys all night long.
All night long.
We're going to find, if there's stuff that you want to know about these people and we don't happen to know it off the top of our heads. There's a lot we know off the top of our heads because we're pretty smart. And but if there's not, we're going to find it out for you. Yeah.
His 2008, Byrne designed a series of bicycle parking racks.
No,
So he's into designing parking racks for bicycles now.
that's great.
There you go.
Good for him.
I mean, whatever lights your fire,
Actually, this looks pretty interesting. He designed one that looked like a dollar sign for Wall Street, one that looked like an electric guitar for Williamsburg, Brooklyn. That could be interesting.
Look at him go.
Yes.
Look at David Byrne, man of many
go.
hats.
Exactly.
Still, I mean, his Talking Head years are still going to be my favorite years of his. I'm not going to basically, if I ever happen to meet him on the street, I wouldn't be like, I love your bicycle rack designs. But I digress.
Yeah, this is the image that I like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's what I want.
The big
all
suit.
The time. All
That
the
live
time.
show that they filmed.
Yeah.
Oh, that is one of the best live shows I think I've ever seen.
I don't know if I know of it. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever seen it, though.
Absolute classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
There you go. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. It's Classic Rock until 11 o'clock, so we can get on anything that you want.
That's at 11 o'clock at night. We're not ending at 7.
That is correct.
That's going on to 11. It sounds like 7, but it's actually 11.
Right. Now, what's great is that we've already, think about this, okay? If we decide to go for 2 hours next semester,
God.
how long do you think we've been going tonight? Well, I mean, you could have a clock. You can see.
Yeah, we can.
But it's been 3 hours and 40 minutes about. And it doesn't feel, you know what I mean? Like,
Imagine what 2 hours is going to be like. It's going to be like getting here, settling
Holy-
in, and then, oh, crap.
it's going to be like every time I've done
Dum-dums here, we have to leave.
It's going to be like every time I've done the alumni takeover reunion, except that's a little bit more extreme because that's just an hour.
Yeah.
Anytime you
Yeah.
do that, so I mean it's twice that, but still, oh, holy God, I can't imagine it.
God, I only hope he lasts just one semester. We
So-
get back to normality after that.
Steve, you and I are not only are we married, but we have cats.
Yes.
Not with each other.
And the cats are... I don't know your cats.
No, you don't. I don't know your cat.
No, you don't.
No.
But go ahead.
Okay.
Rob's cats know me well.
Yeah, well, I'm getting to that. So, well, first of all, I get texts from my wife. My wife will often send me pictures of her cats, like while we're here at the show.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
At
So,
least you're getting some kind of action.
like, she'll send me a picture.
Oh, you mean animals?
Yeah. Here's
So,
my
I'm glad you're not using the P word here.
here's my cat.
There you go.
And well, your cat is very cute, and then and it goes on and on like that. One of the messages I got earlier today was ominous, or earlier in the show, where she said, "Well, now AC is the name of our new kitten. AC has now learned not to go in Mommy's closet."
Oh, well, that means what?
That means that she didn't realize that he had ran in the closet and she shut the door. And then I go, "Well, how long was he in there for?" And she goes, "Well, just an hour." I go, well, that's not really that terrible. And you have to put this into the framework of
A cat.
We have another cat that's 10 or 11 years old who tends to get in her closet a lot and she doesn't notice. We'll find her 4 or 5 hours later in the closet. Just she's been sleeping.
Yeah.
On the shelf in the closet.
Yeah,
The
that's
whole
what they
time.
do. Yep.
But I mean, it sounds awful. Like, it sounds like you're a terrible parent. Like, oh, I didn't realize that she was in the closet for 6 hours. But the cat also doesn't care.
No.
So, well, there's that. Jared comes over to my house today. And, bangs on the door and waltzes in like he normally does.
And he wants to play with your wife's...
Well, he didn't.
Cat?
He didn't want to, but he decided that he had to go to the bathroom, and my wife's cat followed him in there.
So he was in the bathroom playing with your wife's cat.
So yeah. So here's the thing. So he
Two
goes.
of 'em.
Yeah. So 2 of them. So he goes in the bathroom.
Notice I'm avoiding the P word.
First I hear him trying to get them out. First I hear him trying to remove them, and then he just shuts the door. And then my wife and I just hear mumbling from the bathroom. And at first it's inaudible, and then she's like, "What is he doing?" Like, supposedly he's peeing, but he's talking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then I hear, "Oh, you see that, don't you?" What do you think of that? You're in awe, aren't you? And I'm like, this is really uncomfortable. I hope he finishes his pee soon so that we can move on and go to the show. And then I hear some other mumblings, and then he tries to wash his hands, and I suddenly hear, "I can't wash my hands with you guys in the sink." Because our cats, a couple of them, I think the 2 that followed him in there, do have a tendency to go in the sink.
Yeah.
Because they love running water.
All cats do.
And so he was trying to do that, and then that it was just a rough time. And then yeah.
And then there, the other one that was in there with me was standing next to that thing that you have on your door.
Yeah.
I had to comment about that.
Yep, you made the comment about that because we have it's one of those draft stoppers.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember exactly what your comment was.
It's like you know why he's hanging around there. That
Yeah, it was that. And then my wife had to chime in with, "He's probably like, I've never seen one of those." And then I laughed, and then I was like, "Wait, what?"
a minute. You had to do a double take.
It was a classic double take. I called them all a-holes, and then we left the house.
Here's a fun story. Way back in the day when I was a youth, when I was a rambunctious.
You were a ute.
When I was a ute, and I was a rambunctious ute. Me and my friend were walking back from something that we just done, and we heard like
Something we had just done.
Or someone that you just done.
You know how it is. There was like a sound come, like it sounded like a cat, but it didn't sound like a cat. We're like on the street. What the hell's that sound? We stopped what we're doing, and we're looking around, and we saw inside some drain pipe on an abandoned wall type of thing is like this small little tiny black kitten that got trapped somehow.
Small, little, tiny.
Small, little, tiny, microscopic, tiny, small kitten that got itself trapped in some kind of a thing. So
This story is going to end well, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So we pulled it out, and we're all excited. The cat was super warm. Like, I've never felt a cat this warm. It was like, like, oh, geez, we better get it home. We got it back to his house. Now, for some reason, he was moving out the old dryer in his house.
Your friend.
Yeah, my friend. He thought it'd be a riot to put the cat in the dryer. And
the story is going to end well, right?
it is. And he shut the door. And then they're like, all right, that's well and good. Let's take the cat out of there. That's not funny. So I took the cat out, and then, whatever. The next day I show up to pick him up for school. I'm like, hey, let's go. He goes, hey, hang on a second. Puts the cat back in the dryer. I'm like, would you stop that? Would you knock that out? And I took it out. He's like, no, I called him Sock because it's like he must have had a twin and he's lost, and so this is like the lost sock. So he's Sock. And I took the cat back out. I'm like, oh, jeez. Then we left for school, and then we came back from school. We hung out and did some more mayhem and whatnot, and then I was like looking around his apartment, like, where the hell's your cat? He goes, oh, I put it back in the dryer if you took it out. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Why would you? We open it up. I take it out again. I mean, it was in there sleeping. The best part.
There better be a best part.
Yeah, because we haven't gotten to any part that's relatively good yet.
I mean, there's a reason why he's no longer my friend. But so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
This cat situation was.
Fine outstanding gentleman there.
Yeah. The cat situation was a part of it. But a couple of weeks later, I go back.
Probably didn't have his whole life to listen to one of his stories.
Best part is, it's the worst part. I go back a couple of weeks later, and then I see the cat, and he's running around like the table, and he's like, "You want to see something funny?" I'm like, "I guess." And he takes out some scissors, and he cuts off one of the cat's whiskers off. Next thing you know, it's all lobbing all over the place and slams itself into the table. It's not funny at all.
This is going to end well, right?
Yeah, the story's now ended.
That didn't end well.
It ended because I ended it. I could have gone on, but I left it alone. I realized that this was getting grim real
I don't understand the point of... what happened ultimately to the cat?
I took it and I gave it to the pound.
That's terrible. That's a terrible ending to
I
that
had
story.
to get it away from the guy. The
I
guy was a
understand that.
monster.
Do you know what pounds do? They put cats down.
They don't put cats down.
Yeah, they do. It
I'm
depends on
sure-
which one you go to.
Which one do they put them down?
I don't know.
Not the Kingston one, I hope.
I have absolutely no idea.
The one at the mall?
No, the one at the mall doesn't put anybody down.
See, then that's where I took him.
Oh, okay.
Here you go. Here's a cat. And they're like, what happened to its whisker? I'm like, it's a long story.
And then you probably told it.
No, I didn't.
No, okay.
No, yeah.
Surprised. So we're the only ones who got gifted with this.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Pretty much.
It's a terrible story, sir. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what to say.
I'm depressed, damn it. My
Just
show's leaving.
Stay away from my cats from now on.
Tell them to stay away from me.
Don't bring them in when you go to pee.
They came in with me. They're like, hey, we want to check this thing out.
That was weird.
We've heard a lot of stories about this. We want to see what it's all about. Oh, that's what it's about. Nice. Take notes.
And here we go. Another block of classic rock. I can't think of a better time to start this than right now. Kick it off. 508-531-1303.
Why are we kicking it off still?
We're going to kick off the next block of classic rock is what I'm saying.
Why can't we push it off?
Double shot of Led Zeppelin coming up. SNS.
Did we ever play Shoot the Thrill?
BIM. No, we're going to play it in this next block.
I knew it. That's why I asked.
Damn it, sir.
Nobody cares about
No, nobody at all. SNS BIM.
Call in your classic rock request now at 508-531-1303. If you don't, Rob Hicks will play a half an hour of Bruce Hornsby.
That's just the way it is.
This is your chance to save the town of Bridgewater. 91.5 WBIM.
It's AC/DC. 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. That one by request. I will never be.
Who requested that?
I will never be sorry that. What is he doing?
He's playing the guitar on his phone. Isn't that cool?
Great. I will never be sorry that Jared answers the phone for us here. Because Lisa and Tom called, or Lisa called during that last song, or right before that last song, asking why we hadn't played that last song yet. He tried to convince her first that we had played the song. In doing so, Lisa mentioned that Tom had not heard the song yet. Jared's response was, he must have had his ears between your thighs. It's 2017, sir. Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey. And we're telling listeners that their boyfriends just had their ears between their thighs and didn't hear their song get played. Well, there it was. AC/DC, Shoot to Thrill.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Was that the good vocalist?
What do you consider the good vocalist, sir?
Bon Scott, obviously.
That was not Bon Scott.
No, actually, now I hear
that
it.
was off Back in Black.
That's
sir.
right.
And that was.
But Bon Scott wrote songs for Back in Black.
Of course, Bon Scott recorded
sang
songs
it.
for Back in Black.
Yes, he did.
I heard it. It's on YouTube. It's out there somewhere.
Twice.
If anybody doesn't understand this, Mikey D. I almost said God rest his soul, but Mikey D.
Let's hope not.
Once tried to convince us that Bon Scott had recorded a version of Back in Black, and he knew that it had happened because he had heard it on YouTube. I know, I heard it. It's out there. I found it. I found it out there.
Yes.
No, that's impossible. No, I'm telling you, it's on the internet, so it's got to be true.
Yeah, of course it is.
But no, it doesn't work like that. Call us up 508.
I miss Mikey D.
I miss Mikey D as well.
I miss having a radio show.
You know, one of the things I never thought I'd actually say back at the days when he was coming up here for like 3 segments and 50 minutes at a time. But I really wish he would pop in at some point, either this week or next week.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least
Definitely.
call. First of all, so he can know what's going on. And secondly, I'd just like to see him again and have him on the air one more time before we skedaddle. You know?
Exactly.
That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome.
But alas.
Anybody out there?
Anybody?
In the Ethernet that knows Mikey D, let him know.
The Ethernet.
Yes.
Not sure that. Well, whatever. As far as he knows, it's an Ethernet. So call us up, 508-531-1303. Please request something other than Jared playing the guitar on his phone.
Didn't I see a piano or something on there?
Yeah, you did. I'm going to get back to that. Yeah.
And let us know what we can do for you. And
What the hell's that?
It's a guitar
Oh,
case.
drum kit.
Oh, yeah. We need some beats up in this joint.
Yeah.
some beats.
Oh, I got to download a whole nother app.
What else are we going to talk about?
Well, I don't know. Did you have? I thought you mentioned because you wanted to talk about the Rosa. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
I thought there was something else that you had mentioned to me at some point that you wanted to
Me too, but I can't
go
remember now.
over. This is what happens when you.
Well,
have,
I mean, the whole Flynn thing is... I mean,
Oh,
I mean,
boy, I got things about
It
that.
is what it is. Do you want to talk about that right now?
No, we can wait.
Okay.
yeah.
Let's not talk about it in the segment when we're searching for something to talk about. Let's just wait. That's good. That's good planning right there. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN
Well,
Soundtrack.
what time we got now? It's only 8:10.
It's 8:10.
Because I want to do this Vinegar Joe thing at some point.
Yeah, bring it in whenever.
Yeah.
And then we'll take care
Now,
of it. How's that?
maybe you might have to help me out.
Oh, God, I got to do work.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
You may have to find a Robert Palmer track for me.
Like anyone?
Anyone, really.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, just...
I already have one in mind that I like.
Okay, that would be perfect.
And it's not like the 80s Arnold. I called him Arnold Palmer. It's not like the 80s Robert Palmer. It's like debut Robert Palmer.
Okay.
So I don't know what the hell's wrong.
Not sneaking Sally through the alley or something like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
There you go. You
But
see, I only had a live version of that. And
well,
it
let me
didn't
ask.
sound that great.
Let me ask you a question. Should the Robert Palmer? I mean, we could figure this out off the air, I guess. Nobody needs to listen to us program the show on the air, but does the Robert Palmer track need to necessarily be sandwiched between the two you've got, or how did you want to?
Well, no, I'm going to play Vinegar Joe.
Okay.
And then I've got another thing we're going to play, and then
And Robert Palmer. Okay, we'll do it that way then.
either or. Depends which works for you, actually. It probably works for you to play the Robert Palmer track between the two albums.
Probably.
Yes, so
But I could do
it that way. It doesn't make any difference.
I'm pretty flexible, Steve. You know what I mean? You know why? Because this show is at the top of its form.
Yes, it is.
And it's technically proficient.
Yes, it
and,
is.
you're not going to hear anything like this ever. So,
Hey, I just noticed.
what's that?
Well, remember the last time we were here, this microphone fell off of its mounting?
Yes.
They fixed it.
Oh, did Peter fix it?
Yeah, it's not
Well, I mean,
mounted
you
to
don't,
the...
you don't know because you didn't actually see it happen. I'm
No.
going to assume that Peter probably fixed it.
It's actually mounted to the table now instead of being mounted to like the window bracket.
Well, that
here.
makes a hell of a lot more sense.
much sense. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
We
Same
talked
with
about this last show.
Well, yeah,
Really?
but it's fixed now, sir, is the point.
Yeah.
This is a follow-up to the last time. Is that going to happen the entire rest of the show? It was interesting when I first found out what it was. Now I just want it to stop.
No, it's just this segment.
It's just going to be his background music from now on.
It almost sounds appropriate because it almost sounds like Deliverance.
Yeah, it does.
It's a 12-string guitar.
All right, so let's get going.
Okay.
508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. We got another, since we apparently took so long to play Shoot to Thrill, we got another request for Lisa and Tom from Bad Company that let's just play that right now.
Okay.
So that I don't have to hear anyone bitch
There you
later
go.
on that it took us so long
Exactly.
to play their song.
And they obviously need some motivation for what they might be doing tonight. So.
And as a matter of fact, this is a perfect song for it because we got Feel Like Making Love coming up.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to get this because it's radio. I asked Jared, I'm like, did they make any requests in that particular one? He goes, yeah, they want to hear Feel Like Making Love, because they feel like making love. And Steve stopped watching me, so it doesn't count. Because he's just doing this as he walks out the room. And, well, it just wasn't. You all right?
No.
No!
I got black stuff all over my fingers from touching this stupid windowsill here.
There's some hand sanitizer on the wall downstairs, sir. You might want to partake in that.
What the hell are you doing now?
It's now the drums.
All right, here we go. Here's Bad Company for you. 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS Radio Show. Let us know what we can do for you. 508-531-1303. Once again, it's SNS on BIM. Rolling Stones are on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS Radio Show. Foreigner before that, Pearl Jam, Fleetwood Mac, and Bad Company kicked off the block. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Hi.
I've got the minstrel sitting next to me.
Hello.
That's minstrel, not menstrual.
Yes.
Let's be sure to
Yes.
be sure to be clear,
Metal minstrel.
and then we'll be fine. Call us up 508-531-1303. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. Let us know what we can do for you. If we do come back next semester and do a pitiful 2 hours,
Yeah, metal zono.
Classic Rock till 7 o'clock doesn't sound
Zono.
quite as good. What? Don't repeat it. I said yeah. I said what out of a force of habit. I really don't want to repeat it, probably. And
No,
please,
you don't.
well, please don't.
That's great.
At any rate, I wonder, like, if we do that, how many times am I going to say Classic Rock until 11 o'clock? And that's not going to be the case.
Probably.
Classic Rock till 7 o'clock just sounds stupid.
He's going to be in a supermarket somewhere.
At least it rhymes with 11.
It does, but at the same time, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do Classic Rock until 7 o'clock, and then there's going to be this. No, I don't. Well, no.
That's all the garbage that he's going to play.
Oh, here's Cookie Monster for 2 hours. Great. There you go. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. Follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. I've lost track on the YouTube channel of where I left off. I think I'm only a show or two behind.
You're 6.
The best thing on there still is the Tom Petty tribute piece.
That's great.
Yes.
The best thing on there is when I didn't know how to pay attention when you were sending us messages, and it all came as a big surprise on the show when it really shouldn't have been.
Yeah, so many people laugh at that one.
Well, I mean, that was hilarious.
It was.
At the same time, it was also your friggin' fault. I have to mention one more time.
Yeah.
Had you just paid attention to me, then maybe everything would have been fine.
Did he just say something?
No,
I
what?
said friggin'.
I don't know. I heard words.
Words, something. Yeah.
But not sentences.
Yeah.
It's a-
not
it's a- it's a-
complete.
it's a bleh.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, you put your mic back together.
I
again.
did put my mic back together.
Good. You maybe
Right.
fix mine after this.
I will fix yours next.
I got it. There you go.
There you go. So apparently it's going to be 33 degrees when we walk out of here tonight.
Yes, it is. I got my big boy coat.
There you go. Jared, get your the seat ass warmer still work in your car, right?
Oh, yeah.
Thank God. Let's get that going.
Absolutely.
I don't have one of those.
And then we'll be good.
Why don't you have one of those? I got one of those.
I don't. You
Well-
got the executive version of the Fusion. I don't.
How about you work on getting your headlight fixed?
yeah, I know.
Is yours still out?
Of course it is.
Jesus God. You know what I'm sick of? Because
You know what's really great though? I've had that light bulb in my back seat for a week.
Oh, God. I haven't even attempted to buy one for mine yet. I keep forgetting.
I have it bought, and it's in my back seat, and it's been there for like the last week.
the great thing about all this is I have no dog in this fight. I have no skin in this game, as they say, except for once a week when we're driving home from the station. And I got to listen to, every time we pass by a cop who's sitting somewhere, I got to hear, oh, God, please don't look at me. Please don't look at me. Please just let me keep going. Let me keep going. Is he following? Is he following?
No,
Did he pull up? I think we're okay. I think we're okay.
You know,
Every time.
I drive past the Bridgewater police barracks on the way home at night.
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Continue. Subtlety is not you guys' specialty, huh?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to...
But then again, every time I drive past it, I'm thinking, don't be anybody sitting there watching traffic, please.
Well, I got yanked right in front of the Kingston police.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they followed me from the Cumberland Farms
Uh-huh.
in Kingston all the way to the Kingston police station.
They followed you from there?
yeah.
To there?
The other one.
Oh, the other one.
By the split.
Oh, holy crap.
Yeah,
really?
and he followed me all the way to the Kingston police station, whipped on his lights. I'm like, all right, I guess I thought he was going home type of thing. And I pulled up in front of I'm sitting there, and he's like, do you realize that you just pulled up in front of the police station? I'm like, yes. And then we proceeded to talk about my light. And then when he was done...
hold on.
Put his lights on. So
Right,
what
he
were
pulled you over.
supposed to do?
Right, where else were you supposed to pull over?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what the hell are you thinking? I'm just going to give you a little chase or something?
Right, do you realize that you pulled over? Yes, I pulled over where you turned your effing lights on.
Yeah, you moron.
Should have said that. Steve probably would have.
Yeah.
But then the funny thing is then he backed up into the lot, the police station lot. And he's just like, okay, back it up. I'm like,
Super awkward.
dude, come on.
I believe the last time we discussed this, you had been yanked a total of 5 times.
Yeah.
Has that count increased?
No.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
I haven't been pulled over once.
But now the thing is, I have a good story.
Yeah.
I've now got a good story. Like, oh, listen, officer, I hope there's no cops listening. But like now I could say, like, oh, hey, officer, I actually bought the bulb this afternoon.
Jared's license plate number is blah, 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 blah. He has a Freemason plate, by the way, so it's going to be easy to...
Bastard.
It'll be easy to identify.
I hate you.
You've talked about it before on here, so it'll be good. You all right?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, what's up?
Well, I'll talk about it after the show.
Okay.
Usually you expect the answer. You ever ask people if they're okay and they say no? Then you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Then you're all thrown off.
Then it's like, well, what the hell, man? Now I feel like that you've put this on me, and now I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this situation.
Yeah. Sometimes I say that just to wait. And see what people say. And then 90% of the time they always think that you're joking, but you're really not.
Right. Or like every once in a while I'll ask my wife, like she'll have a pained expression or whatever, and I'll be like, are you okay? I don't know. Wait, whoa, what do you mean you don't know? I don't want to have to do anything. So what's the problem? Can we identify this and solve it quickly? But that's just being married.
Yeah. I mean,
That's just a part of
You've
it.
been married as long as I have. You know not to ask them if everything's okay.
Yeah, that's something.
You don't really want to know that.
No, not really. I don't want to get involved.
You all right? I don't know, read my effing mind.
All right, cool. I'll be in the other room. I think your mind just told me to go out and buy a Blu-ray. Was that correct or no? No.
Okay.
No,
4K?
probably not. Probably. Oh man, there's so many good things. Not to nerd this out because we got to get on with a block of music that Steve brought into me. But oh man, there's so much good stuff coming out on 4K.
Yeah, right.
There's a whole bunch of Christopher Nolan stuff coming out on December 19th. Now here's the thing: is that I'm not gonna. This isn't gonna be. It's perfect timing for a Christmas list, but I'm not gonna put it on my Christmas list because I don't want to get the grief. You know what I mean? No. Because my wife's gonna be like, you already have those. She doesn't sound like that at all. But she's going to be...
I hope she does. You already have those.
She's going to tell me I already have them and why do I need them again and all of this sort of gibberish. The way I feel about this, and I've talked about this
but
before...
But it doesn't come with Dunkirk.
Correct. The way I feel about this, and I've said this before... See, I wouldn't get... Nobody cares. I wouldn't get the pack... Like the whole,
really?
the one pack that says
Why
Nolan.
the F not?
Because I want the individuals.
Why?
Because I want the individuals. Because I'm a collector. I want to see Interstellar on my shelf in the eyes.
So then, what's your problem with Alfred Hitchcock? Why do you have that whole effing set?
Because that's how they came out. They didn't. You had no other option.
Now you can get them single.
Yeah, you can, but you couldn't do it at that point.
What about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
That's one movie.
But why'd you have to get the big deluxe box set?
Because it's one movie, so it doesn't matter, and it's in the O's. So it's fine. I get you. I understand what you're doing. It's not a problem. My point being is that I want so what I want is I want everything in, nobody cares. I want everything in, Interstellar, Inception. I want those in the eyes. Dunkirk and with D. And then the Dark Knight trilogy I would get together because that's a trilogy. It's a package deal.
Don't you have the Tarantino box set?
Nope.
Oh, Oh, I thought you did.
Nope.
That's why I was giving you so much grief.
No, I get those individual.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so that's my point, right? Is that all this good stuff's coming out?
Take a photo of your little collection at some point so I could see it.
I think I have it somewhere. I'll dig
saw
through and see if I can find it.
My
Anyway.
library.
I saw his library.
Oh my goodness.
So you saw Jared's and now you want to see mine?
Yes.
Mine's bigger than Jared's.
Yeah.
It is. That
So-
it is.
Yeah, but his is distributed over 3 different rooms.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's great.
Mine is just 2 massive walls of shelves.
It's a good system. I want to adopt that system. You know how that's going to go.
One thing at a time, sir. One thing at a time.
You know,
All right, we've
trying to upgrade to
nerded
4K.
we've nerded out long enough. See, Steve, tell us about the unique threefer we got coming up.
Well, we've got Robert Palmer, and we've got a British singer in the fashion of Janis Joplin, you might want to say.
Okay.
And they both started off together in the same band, which was called Vinegar Joe. And that is, in fact, the track that you're going to be playing by them is off their first album, which I think came out in 1970, I would think.
There you go.
Yep. So
So we're going to hear
That's I heard 2 things there.
3.
Vinegar Joe.
Vinegar Joe.
We're going to hear a Robert Palmer track, and then we're going to hear from
Elkie
Elkie Brooks.
When are we going to play Robin Trower?
We can play
Oh, we
Robin
could-
Trower.
yeah, something from
First of all,
Bridge of
we've-
Sighs.
Yeah, we've played Robin Trower before, actually a couple of times.
When are we going to play Fang?
Fang?
Yeah.
You know, I actually
Jaguar.
This is not Fang or anything remotely related, but I heard someone on the radio the other day talking about Guy Man Dude, and they were like that guy. They're like, that's the greatest fake name to come up with for. Like, if you have Guy Man Dude, you just got somebody wants to play your record at that point.
Here's just a little context. Back when I first started on the show with
Right,
Rob,
Steve wasn't even with us.
Yeah.
Holy
I was
crap.
just going through the records, and I pulled out this record. It's like super 80s, and it's by a guy called Guy Man Dude.
Guy Man Dude.
Guy Man
Never
Dude.
heard of him.
Oh, I'm going to find that.
Well, you do. You
I'm
look
going to
for
find that. We're going to put it on.
You look
That's
for
my
that.
request.
You look for that during this block. Here's Vinegar Joe, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Classic Rock till 11 o'clock. You get SNS on BIM. That's STP, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, Heart was before that, and we kicked off the proceedings in that block with a Vinegar Joe type, the threefer, if you will. It was Vinegar Joe, followed by Robert Palmer, followed by Elkie Brooks, and, of course, the connective tissue, being that they were all in Vinegar Joe.
Well, they were both in.
Well, that's true. Well, yes.
Yes.
I suppose you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
Jeez, British people always have to jump in
Now, you
with
know,
the
here's the
language
weirdest
and all
thing.
that. Yeah.
I knew Elkie Brooks was part of Vinegar Joe because I grew up with that, but I never realised that Robert Palmer was part of that band too.
There you go.
Until I bought that album. So,
See?
I know.
See?
Quite enlightening.
As SNS always is.
Yes, it is.
So thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock, so obviously we still have, we got 2 whole hours.
Yes.
Two
2
whole hours.
Oh, so I'm going to start measuring how I feel about a 2-hour slot now then.
I mean, it's difficult, though, because we've already now been on the air for 5 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's
so, I mean, there's a fatigue factor now that's not going to have been there.
No.
In the ordinary. So what we're going to have to do next week, if we come in at the 3 or 4, whatever time you can come in, Steve, because you just talked about the fact that you might have to come in later or whatever. But at whatever time you do come in, then from that point, mark 2 hours,
2 hours,
and see how you feel.
Yeah,
one aspect that I don't think we've actually discussed yet fully regarding this whole potential, demise of SNS as we know it is how does your wife feel about this?
You know what? I've been talking about it on and off the last couple of days. I don't think she didn't really understand it until we got the definitive text on yesterday? Yes,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
It's
when
all-
you had to call him.
it's
How
all
did you
blur.
get in touch with him in the end? Anyway, because I thought
I called him because he had. I had posted another comment on the Facebook thing and pretty much expressed my displeasure with the way the whole thing was being handled. And that sort of flushed through.
I got that, but I know.
And I eventually got. So apparently he eventually just managed to look at his messages and see the message from me. I don't know why it took that long.
But I thought the number that he gave you to call him.
Oh, I messaged him back after the number didn't work, and I basically just said, hey, just tried to call you at this number. For some reason, it got forwarded to some other department. Call me at this number, and then whenever you're available, and then we'll talk.
All right. What was his excuse, by the way?
There's no excuse. It's just excuse for what?
For killing our show.
Well, there wasn't really an excuse given. It was basically, well, a student wants a spot, and now we're giving it to him.
So the intern asked for that specific spot then?
I don't necessarily know that for a fact. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't have been the case.
It is the case.
Seems to me like that's the case. I wasn't there at the time, so I don't really know. The way it usually works is normally we go to these, obviously this is being done outside a meeting, because normally we go to meetings, and you know the whole drill. I've explained it to you before, where I sit in a room and they go through the whole schedule, and they say, who wants this slot, who wants that slot, and usually what ends up happening is the whole idea is that the principle of it is that students are supposed to get first crack at whatever time slots that they want. So normally what happens is they get to Saturday, and it's usually just a whole bunch of tumbleweeds until I raise my hand and say that I want it. I would have hoped that there would have been some sort of a respectful understanding of the fact that we've had this slot for 3 years.
Yeah.
And that maybe we would want it back again. And perhaps if you want your own spot as a student, especially if you've worked under us already, maybe you could probably go for another time slot, perhaps. Even for the, being that this is your first semester or whatnot.
Even if he'd have gone for 5 to 7,
it might have been the best thing to do.
That would still have left us a decent.
Correct. It's not like there were no other. It's not like they filled in the entire time slot, the entire schedule. There were no other time slots left for a new student to take other than Saturday night 7 to 9. It was not the case.
No.
There's a whole bunch of other time slots that are available. And once again, while we really have no recourse to be able to say we want 7 to 9 because, I'm an alum and students get the first crack, and I get that, and it's student run, and I understand that. There should be an unwritten rule of respect here that was not followed.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when it's somebody that we've taken in and have given an opportunity to see how the show works and all of that stuff. You would think that in return, in reciprocation, switching.
They wouldn't steal your show.
Switching a 2-hour slot again. I don't have any real emotional connection to 5 to 7. I mean, it's nice to have the 6 hours, sure, but 7 to 9 or doing 7 till 10:30 when the building closes, to me, almost just as good.
Yeah,
it's still a longer time slot, and it still closes out the night. It makes the Saturday night soundtrack the Saturday night soundtrack.
Exactly.
And it fits.
Yeah, 5 to 7 the way Saturday evening.
Right. The way things are going to go right now, if we were to accept that, and right now the 5 to 7 slot is reserved for us because I didn't necessarily want to just back out of everything completely. I kind of wanted to give us an inroad, if you will, into the next semester, whether we decide to follow through with that or not. But the whole idea is that now we're going to be on from 5 to 7. There's going to be another show on from 7 to 9. And then there's going to be, at this point, nobody on from 9 to 10:30 because that time slot is not taken. And I know this because that was specifically mentioned to me as an available time slot when I was talking to the person I was talking to on Friday. I was told that 9 to 10:30 was unspoken for, which means that you're going to have 5 to 7, 7 to 9, and then probably the friggin' tick.
Yeah, exactly.
A horrible idea. And then Sunday is completely just balls to the walls available. There's just nothing, you know what I mean? It's just from, I think it's like from 1 o'clock in the afternoon until the building closes. Nobody has any time slots whatsoever spoken for yet on Sunday. The schedule is not complete yet, but that's how it's looking at this point.
That's just going to be the tick then on Sundays.
Correct, basically, yeah.
Wow, what great programming.
So, yeah, right. So, I mean, again... So that's the situation that we're in. Like I said, I get to a point where as an alum, there's only really so much bitching I can do. But at the same time, it's just sort of like as a personal thing, why do you have to take the 2 hours that basically makes our show work the best?
Yeah.
Isn't there some other way this could have been done? Again, especially considering the fact that as an alum, I took you in and kind of showed you the ropes and trained you.
Exactly.
When
ungrateful.
When basically you came to me as a fan of the show before you were even at the school to begin with. And then
it's like Trump. I mean, I love America. America's great. I'm just going to come in and just fuck it up.
Did you just have to turn him down, sir?
Yes, I did.
Great.
I don't know why I got loud suddenly.
I don't know. Why do you ever?
I sound louder in the microphone.
Why do you ever just suddenly get loud, sir?
I don't know. I sound louder in the headphones.
That's just how it works. So anyway, that's the situation. So maybe it will be. Point being, Steve, maybe it'll become more real to your wife as the time gets closer. And as the
she asked me
the third week or whatever in January approaches, all of a sudden she's going to be like, holy. Steve's going to be home all the time.
When I finally told her it's been confirmed, Rob heard from the GM and the intern has taken our spot. She goes, can he do that? My reply was, he just did.
Unfortunately, he can.
Yeah.
If there were any sense of decency and loyalty and just common sense, anybody wouldn't. But that's obviously not the case here.
Yep.
That's not what's prevailing. So we just got to deal with what we got.
Yep.
Which is a shitty time slot from 5 to 7, and then the tickle play from 9 to 10:30, and then that'll be the end of that.
Yeah, great Saturday night planning. I despair.
Hey, if you like hearing us bitch, we're going to be back next week, and
Yes.
we're going to be doing more of this.
Oh, most definitely.
And anyway, you can call us up, and we're going to play classic rock in between. In the meantime, and we so basically what we do is we complain, and then we play some more music, and then we come on and complain about some stuff.
I think we did pretty well this week.
We did. We make some inappropriate comments, and then we play some more music, and then that's usually the rhythm of the show. We get serious and nerdy at certain points, and then we play some more music and get on with the show.
What I am enjoying about this week is it's the three of us.
Correct.
Not the four of us.
Correct.
That I am
there was
enjoying.
never four of us. There was just a...
Well, there was that pimple on your backside.
It was just that intruder.
Yes. All right.
So moving on. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Another block of classic rock coming up. We got the Doors on deck, SNS BIM.
Whether you're spending a night in town or just a night in, we've got you covered. It's All Request Classic Rock on Bridgewater's Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks at 91.5 WBIM.
U2's on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Jimi Hendrix before that, Van Halen. Doors in that block as well. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Meanwhile, back in the jungle.
Is that going to be stuck in your head the whole time now?
No.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you.
Simon,
Classic rock
Simon.
until 11 o'clock. Simon's is Taylor.
Simon's my tailor, and it fits. Sink your teeth into a slice.
That record had a profound impact on Jared.
Yes, both of them did.
So, good job bringing that one in.
No problem. Actually, when I posted a photo of the Ian Dury one on Instagram, one person did comment, "This is a really fun album."
Yeah,
So
there you go.
One other person in this country knows what it's about.
Well, I know what
Now
it
there's
is.
3 people.
There you go. And everybody who's listening.
Yeah.
So there, we got that too.
Like anybody. That's why we're going down the tube.
Hey, we've only got a couple of breaks left. Did you want to talk about the Flynn thing, or what did you want to do?
Well, here's the thing, folks.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, is there any news?
There's tons of news.
Yeah, no,
There's news
now,
every
I mean.
minute.
Right now,
Yeah,
breaking.
no, there is something that kind of broke where some emails came out where it was based like Trump's. What is it? That one? No,
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
old.
Where Trump's campaign people sent an email to Trump saying something about Flynn and saying something about how the Russians had thrown him the election.
Thrown him.
Yeah, thrown him the election. That they had
just tossed you an election.
Yeah, but that's not the point. Really, like what I'm looking at when I see the Flynn situation is I see the can of worms, as I mentioned to you earlier, Rob. You've got a can of worms that is Trump and Russia, right? And then you got the can opener, which is Flynn and that whole situation. Cool. So you set that aside. The bigger issue is that GD tax, the thing that they just passed last night. It was 479 pages. No one read it. They handed it out to Congress, I believe, within 2 hours before the vote went down, and they threw it out there. And there was handwritten notes in the margins
that were illegible, right?
Yeah, they were illegible. I mean, I don't know why not enough people are talking about this. Mainly, probably because the Flynn news is huge news. Because in that realm, you're talking about the country's first constitutional crisis, right? Where a sitting president is going to be indicted for treason, right? So you've got that. Or not even treason, but just like obstruction of justice. So you've got that. That's a huge thing. The other thing is that you got this bill that was passed that is going to essentially take money away from the middle class and give it to the upper class, the 1% of people who have been hoarding money for the last 20 years that have stagnated the economy. You have that on the other hand. And Flynn isn't going to be in trial until next week. So the Flynn thing, I feel like, is a little moot right now because the bigger concern is the tax thing. But then even after that, we're in a powerhouse we're in a watershed of weeks, right? So this week you've got the Flynn news, and then you've got the tax situation that came down. Next week you're going to have Flynn in court testifying and revealing all that he's talked about, especially how him saying, I was advised by the Trump campaign to talk with the Russians to secure a win. Okay, that's big news. But then after that, on the 14th, you have the net neutrality rollbacks, which people don't understand. What that means, real quickly, so I can just shoot the hole in that in here. I mean, you open this can of worms, friend.
Love when he talks politics.
So with the net neutrality situation, what that really is that that allows cable companies.
He's getting all worked up.
Oh
yeah,
I'm getting hot.
Look at him. Look at him. The hands are going. He's getting closer to the mic. He's adjusting himself. You can tell.
So what the net neutrality rollback means is that your cable company could say you no longer have access to Netflix or Facebook. In order to get the access to that, you're going to have to pay a premium package in order to get that. You know, like how with your cell phone plan, if you want unlimited, you have to pay a little extra premium for that. That's what net neutrality is going to do. Wonderful. That's what net neutrality is going to do, and nobody seems to understand that because when they designated that law, they misnamed it. That's not so good. They misnamed it. And so when people say net neutrality and they say repeal that, people are like, all right, let's repeal that. That sounds like a thing to repeal. But it's not. What it's going to do is going to limit the internet. It's going to allow Comcast to throttle certain websites that they don't agree with. So if they don't agree with, say, for instance, Politico, then they'll throttle it down, and then that will load up on your computers, similar to dial-up. Whereas if you went to Fox News, it would load instantly. That's the problem. Nobody wants to talk about that. It's ridiculous. But the tax bill is something more ridiculous because why would they... It's a tax bill. Why the hell would they...
He was just fired up on the ride in here as well.
Why would they include a provision in the tax bill that allows drilling to happen in a reserve area?
Because they do that all the time.
No. The difference is this particular drilling that they've been trying to pass, the Republicans have been trying to repass for the last 40 years, haven't been able to do it, and then they just shoehorned it into this thing. They just you know what?
That's what they always do.
We're basically effed now. So... I mean, it just came out that Trump has, in fact, colluded in an obstructed justice, so let's just stick everything that we can in there. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it is referred to as pork barrel, and that is basically what they do, is that they load up an existing bill that already needs to get passed with a whole bunch of completely unrelated, irrelevant garbage, and they hope that it all gets passed at one time, so they like you said, they shoehorn it in at the last minute to try to see if they can get it past whoever and get their special interests.
Like the Democrats aren't off the hook on this thing either because, first off, they didn't have power enough in the houses to veto it, right? That's fine. But Nancy Pelosi stood up there and was like, we're going to have to let this pass because that's the only way that we're going to be able to know what the hell's in this thing because they haven't given us proper time to read the thing. And you're talking 479 pages, and then they're like, we just have to let it go. But then on the other hand, you have everybody that is complaining about this tax situation, and then you get the Republicans turning around going, well, you didn't let us do anything on the ACA, which is a lie because that is not a fact. There was at least 200 to 300 hours spent a whole year on talking about the ACA, and then even that, the Republicans were able to put 188 concessions in there. And then at the very end, they're like, F you. We're not going to do that. We're not going to let that pass. We're not going to vote for that. So then, it passed the way it passed. But there's a fact when you look at the GOP tax scam situation and the ACA. The ACA had a lot more conversation on it than
so
this
you might
tax
want to wear
business.
safety goggles as the arms keep flying
Well, basically,
about.
what's going to happen is next November, all of us in this room and in this college are all going to be screwed.
Well, I don't know about you, but I plan to make more than $250,000 a year by next year just so I can avoid getting screwed by this whole plan.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
That's not going to happen.
That's something to note. The Republicans think that the middle class begins at $250,000. That's what they think.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do they think that when they say that, the middle class $250,000, are they saying that per household or are they saying that individually? I know we talked about this on the way in.
Per household.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I guess is kind of...
I mean, that makes a little bit more... That's a little bit more feasible. I'm still under that level.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense than saying, oh, each individual should be $250,000 a year. Are you nuts?
Yeah, because that's not going to happen.
No.
I mean, I don't know.
Not in this... not in the industry I'm in, that's for sure.
What's going to happen, too, around tax time? Like, when we file our taxes in April, we're going to get a little extra money... We're going to get a little extra money on our tax return.
I feel a little safer now.
We're going to get a little extra money on our tax return because of the whole tax bill, right?
It's almost going to, like we talked about on the way in here, it's going to be like a faux stimulus package.
Yeah,
almost.
so people are going to be like, oh, well, that whole tax thing that everybody was crying about a couple of months ago is no big deal because I just got an extra $700. Whoop-de-doo. But, I mean, that's kind of like how it's like, here's a little candy, and now I'm going to stick you with the needle in November. Like, it's just insane. And then what's going to happen is the same thing that happened during the financial crisis, where the Republicans basically set us up for the financial crisis, and then a Democrat gets into the office, and then they're like, oh, hey, look, the financial crisis happened because of the damn Democrats, which isn't the case. The case is that the Republicans had passed this, just like the Republicans are giving all kinds of damn excuses on why a pedophile needs to be in office somewhere. Yeah, no, you guys are...
I think he may have come to the end.
No, I haven't gotten to the end. I got so much more to say about this.
I was just setting some stuff up while he talked.
But
this is a good opportunity.
Like, it's really important that people need to like really get up in arms about it. Like just the same thing as that people need to get their arms up about the net neutrality situation, but no one's doing anything. This is the reason why we got Trump in office, because no one wanted to get up and do anything.
And for you folks that are in college and not necessarily a voting age,
you are so screwed.
You're so screwed. But also the fact that just as just pay attention to the news and pay attention to the things that are going to affect you within the next 5 or 10 years, because all this stuff may sound boring and ridiculous and unrelated to you, but it's not. It's going to be related to you, and it's going to be related to you very soon.
All 10, technically, top economical advisors in the country and a little bit in the world said this is the worst thing that you can pass. Like, this is a death wish for A, the middle class, and B, for the American economy. Like, this is going to sink us. We're going to go... the next recession that's going to happen in the next 3 to 4 years isn't going to be what it was back in 2008. It's going to be worse than that. Warren Buffett's like, we're screwed.
Right.
Thank you for this. Our only real hope is that perhaps, maybe, Mr. Orange is going to look at this thing and look, nah, I'm not going to pass that. He could sign it and then whatever. But then on the other hand...
Was Tim Roth Mr. Orange? Just totally off topic. Was he Mr. Orange? I can't remember who was Mr. Orange.
Yeah, he was.
Cool. Continue. Sorry.
But he could pass this, or he could not. But even so, they don't really need his signature to pass this thing because that's how the judicial system works, type of thing. And then going back to Flynn, which is where we were talking about. I mean, that whole and then Trump's tweet that he sent out this morning saying, "Oh yeah, I fired Flynn." Because he had lied to the vice president and the FBI. Now, if you roll back a little bit, back in February, right around the time before he fired, or right after he fired Comey, he said the reason why I fired Flynn is because he lied to the vice president, so we kicked him out. Oh, all right. But then when you do the timeline and then what he just said in his text, his tweet, you line that up, and that is for sure an admission to obstruction of justice, which is what he's
obstruction of justice.
Yeah, which is part of what he's being investigated for.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and then you have the fact that he went to Comey and he said you got to let this thing with Flynn go. He's a great guy, the best guy.
Believe me.
There's nothing wrong with the guy, and you're spending millions investigating someone that has nothing to do with nothing. So F you. But then now he's saying this. Now he's saying, oh, no, we fired him because of this.
You see this?
If,
so you have that, and then go ahead.
If Trump really is Mr. Orange, I just want to see him at some point in his career have to say something like, jail, man. Just drop me off outside. I can take care of myself. Like all bleeding from the stomach and everything.
Yeah. Well, I was reading an interesting report that was saying that perhaps... Oh, go ahead.
No,
go ahead. No, I'll wait.
No.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, because...
Somebody go.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got something.
I was going to go off point completely, so you should just keep going on with what you're talking about.
I'm tiring everybody out. So.
No, you're not. Oh, he's all upset now.
Right, well, he drinks his water until they go.
No, I was just going to ask, what did we talk about John McAfee a few weeks back?
The software guy?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, I know he's a nut job, and he's always getting into trouble, and like,
yeah, because
he's wanted for murder somewhere.
He's in the news again because he made a point about the Bitcoin. He reckons it's going to be worth $1 million by 2020.
It's slowly going up.
Yeah, and if it doesn't make that point by then, he's got to eat his own.
Penis.
Yeah, which will be interesting.
He's going to eat his own penis.
So that's great.
Yes.
I don't believe that because of all the celebrities that said that they're going to leave the country once Trump
Right.
was in office.
Correct.
None of them left. And
No.
some of them even got picked up for being a molester.
Yeah, there you go.
One of the musicians left.
Who?
He moved to Canada. I can't remember his name now.
Oh, well, at least it's not one of the guys that got picked up for being a molester.
No.
Or a sex offender.
No.
I'm looking at you, Louis C.K. Oh, I'm going to move to France if Trump gets in there. Oh, yeah? Nope, I'm just going to sit in closets and masturbate in front of girls. F you.
Hey, so are we playing the song for real?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Jesus. So
We've got the lyrics up because I have no idea what the lyrics are.
whatever. We got guy.
Yeah, but
I don't really care.
It's in a radio station. It's got to be radio. Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be fine.
I don't know.
I think
Not necessarily.
I think they'd have to have a note on there like, "Don't play track 1, whatever you do." Holy God!
All I know about track 1 is that it's going to have Alice Cooper on it.
Right. So this is Guy Man Dude. Brought up only. This brings the show a nice full circle here, right? Because Jared and I, again, within the second or third show probably that we ever did, discovered Guy Man Dude and thought it was a hilarious name. Jared wanted to play Guy Man Dude on the radio. I objected, and now finally he gets his wish. And we're going to play. Now, this comes from Sleight of Hand, which was Guy Man Dude's debut album, as a matter of fact, in 1989. It's the first track on the first album he ever put out.
Probably the only album they ever put out, yeah?
No, there are 3.
Oh, okay.
He did Manic Distortion in 1991, and then he did Milos Dodo Dolezal and Guy Man Dude.
Does it say what happened to him?
In 90, no.
Is he still alive?
It doesn't even say. Wikipedia has no information. The only other thing that they had on here, which I thought was moderately interesting, was that he was part of a heavy metal supergroup called the Dudes of Wrath, along with Paul Stanley and Tommy Lee.
Oh, wow.
Who were put together
everything.
They did a song called Shocker, which was from a movie of the same name.
Yeah.
So there you go. So we're going to hear Guy Man Dude, and the song's called On the Verge. Basically just brought up for no other good reason than the fact that we heard somebody on the radio, or I heard somebody on the radio a couple of weeks back, just happened to randomly mention Guy Man Dude and was like, you know what, he's actually not totally terrible. And I was like, oh, holy crap, someone's actually talking about this guy. Man Dude. So here you go. This is On the Verge, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS on BIM. Call us up. Let us know what we can do for you. 508-531-1303. That was On the Verge by Guy Man Dude, otherwise known as Jared's Fault.
I love the fact that Cooper was the guest vocalist. And all he said was On the Verge.
Well, in case anybody's confused, I mean, that was Jared's fault, but at the same time, what it really was, it was just a training session for when you get the Metal Zone coming
Yes,
next
exactly.
semester. So you're going to hear 2 hours of that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And then, like, Alice Cooper probably got paid $2,000 for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, do you want to be a guest spot on the show? Yeah, but I want to call this show, and I got to find out. Well, like, how much did you get paid to go on? On the Verge.
Like, we're sitting there, and first of all, Steve looks like he's getting a root canal, and and we're sitting there watching, and I'm looking at the vinyl, and we're a good halfway through the thing, and I'm like, where are Alice Cooper's vocals? What features vocals by Alice Cooper? On the Verge.
On the Verge. I mean, like, I'll have to say, as a guy that listens to metal, I was kind of surprised at it because I wasn't thinking it was going to be what it was. On the other hand of it, I mean, it was terrible. It's not like it's not like a record that's going to get into the Library of Congress.
No,
Hello 1986 Metallica is my Master of Puppets, but still, you know what I mean? Like, it's still like, what the hell am I listening to? And it's that kind of garbage that you're going to get from now on after next Saturday. That kind of straight, and then you can have a Cookie Monster guy on there. You know,
That's exactly what it is.
oh my god.
I want them to just sing about cookies and then see if anybody notices. There's some metal band out there somewhere that did a song that was like it was a recipe for egg salad or something.
Yeah,
And then just nobody could tell because nobody knew a single thing that he was saying, and it was like, oh really? Cool. And there was like I heard a radio show where they were doing a contest, and it was like, is this song about A? And I don't remember what the other option was. B, a recipe for egg salad, or C, killing your mother, or something like that.
Yeah, I just, oh my god.
It was something along those lines. So call
Sorry.
us up. Guy, man, dude. Otherwise known as Jared's fault. Here's some good music for you. I got psyched when this song showed up in that Mindhunter show on Netflix.
I haven't finished it.
Really excited about that part. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Here's the Talking Heads for you, BIM. It's Jonathan Richmond and the Modern Lovers, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack. Band before that, Talking Heads. Guy, man, dude was in there for some reason.
And a fine track that was.
And there you go. So call us up, 508-531-1303. Last block of classic rock.
Call
for the
us up
evening.
unless your name's Matt. And then don't call us
holy
up, okay?
crap, Steve. So call us up. Last block of classic rock coming up, so we can get anything on that you want. And then we're going to be back next week, and we might be even earlier than we were this week. We came on at 4 today, and we're going to see what goes on. Unfortunately, I didn't mention this even on the air. I'm not going to go into too many details, but John Coombs hasn't been able to. He wasn't able to come in today. It's doubtful that he's going to be able to come in tomorrow. Tomorrow. Next week.
He's not back in hospital, is he?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes. So,
Sorry about that, sir, if you're listening.
Yeah, so hopefully he's healing up quick. And the thing is, I try to be tactful, too, right? Because I send a message, and I'm trying to figure out, how to tactfully ask him, how he wants us to split. Because I don't know, maybe he's better than I think he's doing, and then he's just going to, I'm just coming in to do the show. Okay, cool. But I didn't really think that was the case, so I sort of gingerly said, hey, hope you're healing up. I'm assuming you're probably not going to be doing your show. If you are, great. If you're not, let us know how you want to split. Mike and I will figure out how to split up the time. So, but that's the case. So hopefully he heals up quickly and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But
just to set the record straight, we've done this show for, nigh on 3 years now?
3 years, yeah.
We've always had the same slot. It's basically because nobody else wants them. And then we got an intern this year. And now, all of a sudden, this intern is taking away the 2 hours in the middle of what would normally be our block, and he feels that that's okay. I just don't quite understand this. I don't get it. You don't feel that might have upset us a little bit?
Right, that's the thing. You just got to understand where we're coming from, and the fact that it's been 3 years that we've had the spot, and because you were listening to the,
and you helped him out. You showed him how to run
that time and all that stuff. So
what gratitude, my God!
That's kind of where we're coming from. Is that this just came as a shock to us, and just kind of threw us off balance and off kilter a little bit, and we just wished it had gone another way. That's all we're saying. So.
Oh God, I'm holding back so much.
I know.
I am holding back so much.
That's fantastic. Jared's statement off the air kind of concerned me more than anything else, because I now find that as a feasible possibility, and now I'm just concerned. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. There you go. And you only got the one headlight and everything else. Oh God, that was so much trouble. Maybe we want the cops to pull us over. This is like an escort. You don't know.
What?
I don't know. Do you make any Christmas lists or anything silly like that?
As in for
things that you want people to get you.
No.
I think we've talked about this before.
No.
Anything is there anything that you secretly want that you haven't communicated to anyone?
No, you know what I just do? If I see something that I would secretly want, I just send it in a message to my wife. That's as simple
there you
as
go.
That. So. Unless she told me not to look at any packages that may come in the mail.
Aha.
Then I know that she's sent away for something. I'm just hoping it's what I think it is.
But here's the thing. Do you ever stop to think that maybe, maybe you're thinking to yourself, okay, so she doesn't want me to look at any packages that come in the mail because it could be for me, cool. And then at the same time, do you ever worry that, like, well, not worry, but do you ever think to yourself, this will be a prime opportunity for her to just buy all sorts of stuff for herself, and then be like, don't look at that.
yeah.
That's a no. You can't look at any packages this close to Chris. Don't look at that.
I
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's always a possibility.
There's always that possibility.
You know.
Well, I mean, in the circumstance that I live in,
one for you, one for me.
there's always a possibility that she could have something sent to her sister.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You know, that would be a one-way round, me knowing what she was
Know
buying.
about that, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't seen a single person in this building all night, like, as far as, like, people working there or...
Nobody's here.
Or whatever the case. Because I was just trying to figure out who was closing and all that good stuff, like we always try to figure out.
I was going to say, usually within about 20 minutes we'll find out.
And I feel like I haven't seen a single person, and I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
No. No, it's probably a good sign.
And I was hoping Mikey D might call. Doesn't look like he's going to call tonight.
No.
Maybe he'll call next week, but
The last day of
I hope he knows. Right, I hope he knows what's going. I hope he knows what's going on, because it's going to be a shock to his system.
Oh, yeah. You know what? The first thing I thought was anybody that listens to our show on a not semi-regular basis in January, if they turn it on, I hope that God they don't think it's our show. I really hope they don't.
Well, I mean, if they listen to us on a semi-regular basis, then they probably know.
Yeah.
If they listen to us at any point tonight, then they probably know.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. So,
I don't want any mistakes being made.
You all right, sir?
No.
Oh, jeez. Oh, here we go. Last block of classic rock. Let's kick it off. 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. Bruce Springsteen on deck. SNS BIM.
The Saturday night soundtrack.
Saturday night. Saturday night. Saturday night. Saturday night.
Actually, pretty nice little Saturday.
WBIM.
It is 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack wrapping up for another week. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
For the second to last
time. Footnote, asterisk footnote, unless we decide to come in and actually do 5 to 7 next semester.
Yeah.
Because we do actually have it. We could use it if we decided that we wanted to actually go through with that. We're going to have to ponder this for a bit.
Yes, we are.
See what we want to do. But we'll be back next week, and it'll be another epic show like it was today.
Play it like it's our last one, because it may well be.
Well, basically, yeah. And also the fact that, like I said, we'll try to figure out. I'll talk to Mike, who's probably going to be doing the show before us next week, and see if he definitely wants to cut loose at 3, and then we'll come in at 3. Steve, you can come in whenever you are free.
Yep, that's
and
fine.
then, join us at whatever time.
It's just that I'm working till 2:30.
No, I get it. I'm just saying.
Why he gave me that stupid shit, I don't know. I'm out of there at 1:30 every Saturday.
Every Saturday, except for this particular one.
The last show.
Are you good at pretending to vomit? You know what I mean? Because you could just, well, then they hear you on the show, and then I guess the jig is
exactly.
up to that point. It's unfortunate when the hobby that you have that you want to take off time for work to do is something that's sort of publicly distributed, where everybody can tell where you are at all times. Exactly. And it just doesn't really work very well if you're going to try to just cover everything up. But there you go. So we'll be back next week for the last show, definitely of 2017, and maybe ever. So
Just a quick thing.
we'll see how that goes.
Trump today questioned whether his former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, was a victim of the rigged system that after he was indicted in the special Russian probe.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So General Flynn lies to the FBI and his life is destroyed while Crooked Hillary is now on the famous FBI holiday inauguration with no swearing in and no recording. Lies many times and nothing happens to her. Rigged system or just a double standard.
He needs to shut up.
Get the F over it already. Jeez.
Well, I mean, respectively, both of them need to.
No, I understand. I get it, but holy God, man,
So have either of you two been to a place called Bar Rustic?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is it worth it?
Let's speak for me.
It's pretty good.
I said either of you.
Yeah, and then he said yes to that question.
Yeah, because
Instead of saying, yes, I have.
I'm
you
one
just
of
said,
both.
yes, either.
So either, yes. Yes. It's pretty good. Their drinks.
There's an advert on here for them.
Their drinks could be better, but a lot of their food is really good. So
Okay.
Well, there you go. They're a little bit pricey. They're pricier than you'd expect them to be for a restaurant that's in the mall.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's in the. Oh, excuse me, not the mall. The Kingston Collection. Yeah.
Exactly.
A little bit more pricey than you'd expect for something like that, but it's still pretty good. So
All right.
give it a
Not
try.
that I'm going to drive down there to.
Yeah, if you ever happen to be in the area and you think you want to do it and you feel so inclined, I would say it's worth a try at least.
Yeah.
Here's a song to close out that's appropriate for us. Should I stay or should I go? Here's a Clash, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS on BIM. Closing out for another week, but we will be back next week. And who knows when we'll be starting. SNS and BIM.
Got to let me know.